on the sea. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX, Jackson, KNXX, Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning, everybody. It is 7 a.m. on Thursday, November 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 84. Coming up on OTB, Caroline Fenton joins the show at 8:30 to talk college football, and we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal at 9 a.m. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Let we go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Yeah! Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, what's happening, everyone? Hope you're having a great Thursday, November 9th, 2023. Is it November 9th, Thursday? 2023. Got a good show planned for you today. Sorry, I got thrown for a loop. Again, I can't remember. I think this is the day. Like freaking, what's 2006? How many years is that? 17 years. I think this is the day when me and my wife started dating, like, officially. Very random that I remember that. I have no idea.
Do y'all celebrate their anniversary?
Hell no. No. It's, the only reason I remember the date is because I'm pretty sure like I said the other day, like we played Buford that Saturday, and so for some reason the 9th looms large. Maybe I'm getting my memory could be getting stuff confused.
You said right? I thought it was 8th yesterday.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So maybe the game was on the 9th, but for some reason
remember the 8th of November.
The 9th stands out to me more than anything for whatever reason. So I'll just pretend like it is. Wow, life's funny. All right, look. It's going to be a really good show today. I'm going to start in the spirit of turkey season. We're going to start by giving thanks and appreciating what we have. We'll get some BK sound from yesterday. I want to talk New Orleans Saints, as it looks like the Vikings have the potential to get a key piece back ahead of that game. Also, I didn't realize how sneaky hot the Vikings are right now. Winners of 4 in a row. I mean, granted, only one without Kirk Cousins, but Justin Jefferson goes down when they're 1-4. I don't think many people expected that a month later they'd be 5-4, and he'd be within his window to come off of IR from that hamstring injury. So some interesting stuff there. Another little fun fact: the Bengals have also won 4 in a row, and they're last in their division at 5-3. So again, turkey season. Give thanks for being in the NFC South, because you could be in the AFC North where everybody's incredible. The Ravens are 7-2, everybody else 5-3. But first. And by the way, guys, thank you. Hope you're having a great day. Let's have a great day. It's almost a weekend. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN. Hit the like button. All right, boy. How are we feeling today before we get into it?
No, they're all good. I mean, it is November. It is that time where, like, every game matters in football, college football, pro football. So, no, we're good. Boys, good?
Yeah, feeling good. Weather outside feels good. Good vibes over here.
And Pelicans also. We'll get there later.
No comment from me. I was chastised yesterday, so.
Hold up.
I tried to.
Chastised.
Dude,
I thought it was a safe space. It's apparently not. But I do have a question for T-Bob.
Yes.
How are your nipples, man? I know they were sensitive yesterday.
So still hypersensitive.
Not nipples. Nipple.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. Left nipple.
It's only shingles. That's a weird quirk. It only goes one side of your body.
That's how you know.
The nerve pain's kind of going throughout, but it's really, yes, everything is receded to pretty much just where the actual shingles are, is just a little tender. But that's it, boys. I mean, that's fine. I can take that. Like, I don't like it's infinitely better than it was over this weekend, the past 2 weeks. So, yeah, no. I mean, if it seems like I've been in a good mood all week, it's because I finally feel alive again for the first time in over half a month. You've got a workout in yesterday, which I hadn't done in forever. So I'm feeling a little on top of the world.
T-Bob feels like Jason Statham in Crank when he comes out the elevator.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
I've
crazy.
seen that movie in years.
Makes you appreciate, just feeling normal and good for sure. Shout out to medical technology getting me back from this. So I want to take this time. I was thinking this morning, and it all kind of, every show starts as a blank slate. Some days we may have better ideas of others, what we're going to talk about. But I wake up this morning, and I'm sitting down at the computer, and I'm looking at messages and whatnot, and I see a message from Emil. I'm a good friends, right? And it's a highlight tape that somebody on YouTube, Sick Edits, has made. And I think, did I put the link in there? Because we don't need sound with it. I'm not sure if I did or not. Maybe I forgot to. Yeah, I did forget to. That's fine. But it's somebody named Sip. I was just gonna say if you want to do this in the background while we're talking about Malik. But there's somebody named Sick Edits, and it's just a 3.5 minute Malik Nabers highlight tape, and it's just awesome. It is just pure domination. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Let's go dive into the numbers. Because here we sit. It's a time of reflection, and you only have a little bit longer with this LSU football team as it's made up currently. I mean, I don't know, and I never fault guys who won't play in a bowl game that's not a playoff game, right? And so, I don't know if Malik, Jayden, I don't know who does or does not play. I don't really care either way. The point of this is to appreciate what you have while you have it. And you've at least got these cats for 3 more games. And right now, when you look, Malik Nabers is first in the country with 1,152 yards in 9 games. That's 128 yards a game, y'all. First in the country, both the total yards and average. If you would somehow hit that pace in the NFL, I just think this is a good way of putting perspective on it. If you could do that 128 per game in the NFL, you'd end up with 2,176 yards. In fact, even if it was still a 16-game season, you would hit 2,000 yards. He's 7th in the country with 66 catches, which is awesome in its own right, but also, again, it gives you an idea of how explosive he is, right? That he could be first in yardage, 7th in catches. He averages 17 yards a catch. Only Marvin Harrison and Adunze come close to that overall production, come close to that average, Jake, but they both have less catches.
Yeah.
I mean, Adunze's got 56. Harrison's only got 52. That's a pretty significant gap between the two. He's tied for 4th in the country with 10 touchdowns. Jalen Royals out of Utah State, Jamori Macklin out of North Texas, and Brian Thomas are the only players that have more at 11. And then, how about this? Just became the first LSU wide receiver since Josh Reed to have back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Jake, really think about that. Help me remember all the receivers. I wrote some down. Tell me if I missed anybody. Odell, Jarvis, Reuben, Terrence, Dwayne Bowe, Buster Davis, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. That's
Early Doucette.
Doucette, thank you. Yeah, absolutely.
There's another one.
JoJo LaFell played in the league forever.
Brandon LaFell played over a decade in the NFL. Skylar Green. I mean, there's been some absolute dogs that have played receiver here over the past 20 years since Josh Reed did it. D-Bird, right? No one has gone back-to-back 1K until Malik Nabers did it. Again, appreciate what you're witnessing right now. Yeah, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday. I talked about it on Off Campus too because, look, we got a lot of Ohio State fans that listen to that show, with the general being on there with me, and I knew they weren't going to like it, but I was going to get the point across of what Malik Nabers is, who he has been, and who he's going to continue to be, which is the best receiver in the country. And I know a lot of people are going to hear that, and they're going to be like, dude, Marvin Harrison Jr. is like a top 5 pick. That's fine. I get that. He deserves to be a top 5 pick. He's not the best receiver in the country. The best receiver in the country is Malik Nabers, and T-Bob just gave you every reason why. Now, I know what Marvin Harrison Jr. means to his team, so I don't even want this to feel like a slight towards that young man because I think he is everything that he has said to be, and probably more, but so is Malik Nabers. And for whatever reason, when we get into this conversation nationally, and T-Bob, I'm sure you fall into some of this as well, never gets mentioned. Never gets mentioned. I'm not talking about like Blitnikoff. I'm not any postseason award. It is always other people. And I'm like, this guy doesn't play receiver at Directional School U.
Yeah.
He plays receiver at LSU in the SEC, and he's putting up all the things that T-Bob is talking about. So, yeah, I'm thankful for Malik Nabers. I know all of our listeners are thankful for Malik Nabers. The country needs to be thankful for him because what he's doing this year, and also like to have another receiver in Brian Thomas that has the stats that he has, but still for Malik to have what he has.
It's incredible. And, coming into this year, I said I finally wanted to see this LSU wide receiver room be the killers.
I remember this episode the day that you said it.
That they were rumored to be, right? Because for years it felt like we'd been hyping them up and it had been a lack of return, right? And finally now they looked well, actually, no, that's not even fair because even in my wildest dreams, I would have never imagined them this dominant. I would have never imagined Jayden taking a step this drastic. And so when you fulfill and then exceed such lofty expectations people had for this group, that starts with Malik Nabers, setting the tone for that entire room, being the leader, teaching the young cats how to work, doing the extra work with Jayden Daniels, doing the extra work on the jugs machines. And I know this, I cannot wait to watch what Malik Nabers is about to do under the lights in Death Valley this weekend against Florida. Remember, this is a guy who's at his best when the lights are the brightest. Again, don't lose sight in all the Dallas Turner hit and everything else. Malik went 10 catches, 171, and a touchdown.
Yeah.
With his starting quarterback only getting to play 3 quarters. Against the best secondary in the entire country, according to PFF. Incredible. Shout out Malik. We love you.
I mean, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you with everything that he has done this year. And I was talking with somebody yesterday. It was CD. I don't mind saying it. It was Chris Doring. Played receiver, has like every SEC record. Some of them been broken, but he's had all of them at one point. And, he's like, man, he has been incredible. I can't wait till he gets to the NFL and, he starts to run like just even better routes. I said, I get what you're saying, but no, because Malik is Malik and has a certain style of a route that he runs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want Malik like counting steps and, you got the receivers like, duh. I don't want all that. I don't want a robotic
watch his video.
Malik.
He seems like a pretty damn good route runner to me, dude. I mean, he is breaking people down.
I think, I agree with you. I think it's like some people see it and it's not like on key. Some of those receivers, it's like you see it, it's like step. See, that's not him. I think the way that he runs his routes is perfect for his skill set.
And look, yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know receiver well enough because to me it looked on time to me when he's hitting like a slow jog and then he hits a little like chop like he's about to turn around a hitch and then he takes off.
Coaches aren't going to teach that. They're not going to teach that, but that is having a feel for the game, right? And that is having after the catch ability as well. Like it's almost like a little bit of a running back patience type situation where I don't want the guy that's going to run zone and how fast can you get to the line. No, I want the guy that knows how to open step, crossover, read it, have a feel for it, and then when he decides to go, like Schrader for Missouri last week. That's how he was patient against Georgia. Nobody's ever patient against Georgia, and that's where they think, oh man, these guys are coming. They're big, mean, nasty, tough, whatever. So we're running outside zone, and I've got to get there, and I've got to have all this. No, you got to be patient, allow the play to develop, and then that's when you become aggressive. And so that's Malik's kind of style out there running routes. I love it. I mean, it opens up things. There's a purpose to the reason he's running his routes like that.
Georgia, too, actually not the best run defense, surprisingly. They weren't last year when they didn't have Jalen Carter, and they're not the best this year as well. I mean, whatever. It's like a relative weakness.
Well, get it. You think we'll get into that game today?
What?
Ole Miss, Georgia?
I was planning on touching on the big games of the weekend at some point in the show today. I don't know exactly where it's going to fall.
I'm curious. I'm just curious how Ole Miss, because of the things that Georgia gives up in the run game, Ole Miss doesn't do.
Well, I still just don't trust Ole Miss in the trenches, frankly. But we'll see. We'll see. We get there a bit later. Okay, so we just did a Malik appreciation. Next, again, You just can't overlook this stuff, right? In the spirit of celebrating what you're going to get to watch again this weekend under the lights in Death Valley. Let's talk Jayden Daniels next here on OTB.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
K2ZBlinds.com. KTOZ Blinds.com. K2Z window coverings are your window covering experts. look, who's ever in the family or the relationship, or maybe you're single, I don't know, like whoever cares about or loves interior design, right? And maybe aesthetically wants to do something with their window coverings, bring them to the next level. Or maybe it's something more functional, right? Like you have a man cave or a movie room or something that you want to black out, a bedroom, anything like that, a baby, whatever. You can get the function and the aesthetics when you work with K to Z window coverings and take advantage of 25 years of experience, an incredible process all throughout. Go to ktozblinds.com.
Yeah, once you go to that website, you'll see everything T-Bob's talking about, all the things they can help you with, shades, shutters, drapes, interior, exterior. They can really come in and change your space. They're going to know your space, give you what is best for your space. Attention to details, what they do best, k2zblinds.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045espn.com.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar and Town Square Pizza. Paul Nolan will be with us along with Dwayne Colucci and Matt Humans. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Our season of thanks rolls right along. No, guys, Madhouse should not commit seppuku. It's okay.
Speaking of thanks, if I'm not mistaken.
Giving thanks, guys. Okay, not the time for anger. That's the point of this exercise. Go on, sorry.
Today's Veterans Day.
There you go.
Always thankful.
Absolutely. And again, thank you for Jayden Daniels. Let's talk about Jayden Daniels for a second, because again, it's one of those things where you know it, but you maybe don't take the time to stop and really zoom in and highlight it or think about it because you know it. And so let's do that now with the season that Jayden Daniels is having. By the way, so Jayden Daniels is currently leading the country in passer rating and leading by a wide margin. Thing to keep in mind here, boys, passer rating is an efficiency metric. Does not care about volume.
Mm-hmm.
It is mainly about efficiency. How effective are you in your opportunities when you throw it? And again, he's leading it by what? He's at 199. Second place, J.J. McCarthy, 188. After that, only Caden Salter from Liberty. And, shout out, what's his name? Jamie Chadwell remains a beast.
Yeah,
you're going to hear Caden's name a few times during this. But only Caden Salter and Bo Nix even break the 180 threshold. So you're at number one, you got Jayden at 199. Then it's 188 JJ. Then only two other players in that 180s. And then, Carson Beck's great, right? Carson Beck's 11th in the country. Carson Beck's pass rating is 164. And Jayden Daniels at 199. 11.3 yards per attempt. Another efficiency metric. And again, Jayden stands alone. The only player in the entire country breaking the 11-yard threshold. Every time he throws the ball, LSU averages gaining 11 yards to the air. I really struggle to tell you how incredible that is. But maybe this provides the context. JJ, once again, tied with Jalen Milroe, second in the country, 10.4 yards per attempt, a full yard less than Jayden Daniels. And once again, in fact, Milroe, McCarthy, Salter, and Jackson Dart are the only other QBs in the country breaking over 10 yards. So, now where this gets interesting is that all these quarterbacks, Jake, are hyper efficient. Jayden Daniels is hyper efficient. But where it gets spooky and where I just had goosebumps crawl down my spine is that Jayden Daniels has volume.
Yeah.
He has the volume of Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, Shadur Sanders with the hyper efficiency of J.J. McCarthy, Salter, Dart, all these other guys. Nobody is so for instance, he has all those efficiency numbers. He leads in total offense by more than 30 yards a game over Michael Penix Jr. He accounts for almost 400 yards again, 390. He is second only to Caleb Williams when it comes to touchdowns accounted for. He's got 33 of them things. Williams has 38. But again, only Bo Nix and Caden Salter are the only other quarterbacks even breaking 30, and they're right there at 30. So just realize what you're witnessing, because it is truly astounding and great and unique and singular. And I don't want you to sit here and be mad about what could have been or this or that. No, the point of this is to zero in and give thanks, because you are witnessing quarterback play on a level that you just never see. Except you're blessed enough where you kind of saw it a couple of years ago. But you might die without ever seeing it again. Look, let's kind of be clear about that. That's how extra normal this performance is right now by Jayden Daniels. He has the efficiency better than anyone. He has more volume than anyone. That man will end up in New York. If he plays this week, which we'll get to Brian Kelly, it sounds like he has a good chance of. That man will end up in New York. I don't know if he wins it. I believe that he will, and he absolutely should.
So, On3 Sports put out kind of, 5 of their guys, their national guys that cover college football, and 4 of them still had Jayden Daniels number 1. This is after the Alabama game number one on their list. And so it is nice to see people appreciate what he's doing, even though they have 3 losses. They understand everything T-Bob just said, which is rare. That doesn't happen all the time. In fact, rarely. I mean, you're talking like when we use generational type seasons, we probably use that too much. This is a generational type season that he's having. And, you know, in the losses, right, he still played really, really well, right? He still had big moments in those losses. I mean, certainly Ole Miss, certainly against Alabama, he had moments. And so this is a player that is consistent. He's bringing it every single game. I mean, think like a first down every time he passes, plus a yard.
Yeah.
I mean, that is incredible.
He averages 10 yards a play. So on a play where he is either running or throwing the ball, you get 10 yards. I mean, like, what?
And he's really set himself up here down the road, talking to some people that, you know, the NFL draft is what they do and it's what they cover. He's working himself into being someone in the conversation of being a first-round pick. Like, think about that. Think about where he was a year ago, certainly at the beginning of the season, to now. He is working himself because there was always, but. There's no yeah buts anymore. All of that's gone. They see what Jayden Daniels is doing, which is he's in complete control of this offense, right? He's going through every progression. He knows how to step up in the pocket, when to throw it, when to run it. He's not just taking off and running.
No.
Think about the Alabama game, how many times he was, you know, progression, hitch, then he takes off. Wasn't looking to run. That's just what the play called for. So, I mean, it's been incredible growth, and he has made himself a lot of money, and he has put himself in LSU lore forever.
And what's he going to do this weekend? So I'll play you the Brian Kelly sound next segment, but you go ahead.
Real quick, you know how good of a season he's had? We don't have the quarterback conversation anymore. Think about that. That's how good of a season. Like,
and it went out the door like really early on.
And I'm not just talking about the 2 quarterbacks currently on the roster. I'm talking about the forever LSU conversation of the backup quarterback, right? And that was still there in the all season. Didn't understand why it was, but it was still there. Even that's gone away, and it went away early in the season. Because what do you say?
Well,
there's nothing you can't say.
And you've stamped out even, look at this paper stand. That's crazy. And you've stamped out even the it's sometimes people clinging to their opinions. You can always have the most extreme that are always just going to calcify and entrench themselves in their take, even when it's clearly wrong. I feel like his barrage of success has been so overwhelming that he's even stamped that out.
Yes.
I mean, like there's
I guess that's more my point.
There's just that's what you're getting at. There's just no haters left at all. And and look, and so now the question becomes, boys, what's he gonna do this weekend? You know, what's he gonna do this weekend against a Florida team? Don't be fooled. You might go to passing defense and see that Florida's like pretty good, like 200s. I'm like, man, maybe they have a good defense. Well, no. Once again, let's enhance. Florida has allowed the second highest passer rating in the SEC this season. Only Mississippi State has been worse. They're even worse than Vandy. An opponent QB rating of 144. Remember, Jane's at 199. Spencer Rattler threw for 313 and 4 touchdowns. Carson Beck, 315, 2 touchdowns. KJ Jefferson, 255, 2 touchdowns. And guess what? None of these guys can hold Jaden's jock. Okay? So I cannot wait to watch Malik and Jayden pop off this weekend. And I don't give a damn about what Matt House and the defense wants to do. I really don't. Let him score, right? Because that just means that I get to watch Jayden and this offense play more football. And as we come here to the end, 3 games left, just appreciate getting to watch when you're drinking beers with your friends and eating delicious food, and hopefully the weather continues to cool off and you're eating gumbo and like life is good. Just appreciate the offense that you are getting to watch operate in Death Valley at night against the Florida Gators. I can't freaking wait, dude. Love these guys.
2003 national championship team's going to be celebrating their 20-year reunion. The game is sold out. It's the Florida Gators. We only have a couple of more times to see everything that T-Bob's laid out this morning. I'm expecting it to be at its peak.
You should be. Should be, for sure.
I know you can't make it. This might be one that I would tell you try to come to the first half.
I'm not going to go to the game, but I can. and if you're watching online right now, this is a play that kind of got lost in the sauce because the Turner hit this last weekend. But Jayden Daniels broke this man's, snatched his soul. You don't see great defenders truly get their ankles broken. This dude was on the ground hurt after this play. Watch the behind angle view. Look at that. You can see his ankle snap. That's crazy. Also, when you do play with sound, it's kind of crazy because the announcer's like, Dallas Turner's about had enough of that. After he hits him from behind, and they're talking about how Dallas Turner's like he's trying to put a stop to it or something. And I guess what do they call that? Foreshadowing.
Dallas Turner, don't flex after a 9-yard gain. Pet peeve. Don't flex after a 9-yard gain.
What? We can play with sound. Yeah, sure. Why not?
For the Tigers, settles in a slot on the right side, and Daniels setting for the throw. But now he'll settle for the run. Oh, look at that move. And then he gets hammered from behind by Dallas Turner, who's seen enough of this.
Yeah, but it was enough, but a little late. Again, he just spins out of it, does not have the edge speed rusher to that side. He's able to avoid him. And you're right, Dallas Turner hustling all the way. Comes back and makes it, but holds him to be there.
I hope so.
He was I think everybody's hero who's a little kid watching. He became kind of I feel like the media face of that team in some ways.
When I think, first person you think of when you think of 2003 national championship.
It'll always be Chad Lavallee to me.
Matt Mock.
Matt Mock's quarterback and is my guy.
Chalk answer.
Yeah.
Sure.
Michael Clayton.
I think of Marcus Spears.
I was going to say second on my list is Marcus Spears.
Yeah, mine's Marcus Spears.
It's impossible to forget that pick 6 in the Natty. Primetime players make primetime plays in primetime situations, man. So celebrate this week and shout out. All right, let's get to some BK sound from the SC teleconference yesterday. Your comments as well. YouTube.com/1045ESPN. And we got more OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Community Steel Company. CommunitySteelCo.com. Great new website that you can go check out. Kind of if that's how you want to start to explore, you can see how to get in touch with them. Or you can just call them up because, again, they have a live and local sales team because they're in Gonzales, Louisiana, and they make everything themselves right there on site. All your steel buildings, purlins, tubings, whatever you need, it's all at Community Steel. And this is not the national companies where you're dealing with answering machines and online order forms and blah, 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 blah. A bunch of middlemen in the process jacking up the price for you in the back end. No. Community Steel is direct to you. Go see them in Gonzales today or call them Community Steel Company.
Yeah, when you go to CommunitySteelCo.com, a couple things. You'll see a brand new website, like we've been telling you over the last couple of weeks, very easy to navigate. And also you'll see Gonzales, Louisiana. It is the first thing that pops up on the website. They want you to know they are local. They are here to help you. They're here to help you today. 225-647-2020.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water, they can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines, or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, we're featuring 2023 Toyota Tundras with $2,000 bonus cash. $2,000 bonus cash offer on Toyota Tundras. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't.
Sunday, we will bring you 3 different NFL games. We will start with the noon kickoff, the 49ers at Jaguars. Immediately following that, it's Lions and Chargers, and then our nightcap, the Jets and Raiders. To catch all 3 of those games, tune in right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Hope everybody having a great day today. Been appreciating this LSU football team, LSU offense specifically. You're going to get to watch. I make no promises for anyone else. Do y'all have that sound sheet back there? I thought I had it in my papers, but it looks like I have left it in my office once again.
Send you a picture.
Yeah, you'll just want to talk. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
I thought T-Bob was doing a bit like, if y'all just want to talk to each other instead of like having the sound sheet ready to go, like, that's fine. But that wouldn't be T-Bob's
like
style.
he actually leaves the room.
Yeah. Hey Mario, we're gonna probably get to Pelicans later. They had a cat start last night for them that I didn't know was on the team.
Yeah, the starting lineups came out, and me, who follows the team a little bit closer, also did not know who that was. So yeah, concerning as was the game, 122-101. Pelicans still 4-4, so not really tripping.
Timberwolves, though, 5-2, if I'm not mistaken, on the year. Certainly a talented team. It was on the road. You're down some bodies, but didn't have somebody that I've never heard of starting with the lineup. Even all the injuries that they have 5 guys out that would be starters.
Yeah, shout out Zion, though. The reason he was out, reportedly, mostly speculation, no confirmation, but he's supposed to have his baby around this time, so Zion might be a father soon.
Oh, I didn't know he's pregnant.
You didn't?
That was funny.
Is it Mariah?
Oh, my God.
I didn't want to ask Mario that yesterday, but it came across.
That's the whole drama, remember?
Yeah, we found out.
It all hinged on the gender reveal that made it all pop off originally. Did Mariah really get her face tattooed with Zion on it, or was that fake? Okay, yeah.
I think it was fake, so was the pregnancy test.
Oh, yeah.
What an off-season topic that was.
Great times.
That's like manna from heaven when it's like, I don't know, June or July, whatever it was, and that all came out. Well, shut up, Big Z. No power like dad power. You know?
It's true.
We'll see if he handles it the correct way. We also thought that maybe with Kayshon Boutte, and that never came to pass, so we'll see. All right, so Brian Kelly was on his SEC call yesterday, and he has a bunch of answers here on Jayden Daniels. First, start from the top here. Give me Kelly 1 on Daniels being cleared for contact.
He worked out this morning, and it appears as though that workout went well, which is the last stage before he's cleared for non-contact practice. So we're expecting him to practice today. If all things go well through practice today, then he'll be cleared for contact on Thursday.
Okay, so so cleared for non-contact practice yesterday. Hopefully we hear today that went well, and he's going forward. Kelly 2, did Jayden Daniels have a concussion?
Our medical people put him in what is called our concussion protocol. I don't know what, the specifics are, but it certainly triggered our protocol for concussion. I don't know what the medical, bar is for that.
Kelly 3, could Daniels still start if he's just cleared like late in the week?
He has moved through these stages to the point where he worked out this morning, ran 20 miles an hour. So if he goes through today's practice, then we'll decide, what's his preparation level, compared to, Nussmeier's preparation level, and make a decision on who would start on Saturday.
And then finally, here is Kelly 7. Should team success impact a player's Heisman candidacy?
I think there's a modicum of that in terms of, how you view, somebody's individual awards. But, it's not a team award. It's an individual's award. So here's the thing, right? The Heisman always has multiple candidates that are up for it. And so, how do you begin to distinguish if statistically, they're all so close? You start to look at what are the tiebreakers, and some of the tiebreakers become, how well the team is playing. And so that, even whether it's fair or not, becomes an influence.
Yeah, and so that is true. But again, as we laid out, the difference here is that Jayden is a statistical outlier in comparison with his peers, whoever you want to put up there. Like LSU, they got 3 losses. They got 3 losses on the road to top 10 teams. It's not good. I mean, it's as clear of evidence as you could possibly see that this is a good, not great LSU team. But, I mean, what happens if J.J. McCarthy plays his schedule, right? Like, what happens? I just, whatever. And I do think he's going to go to New York, though. I do think Jayden will. Finally, let's move on. First off, real quick. That sounds like Jayden Daniels is going to play.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Yeah, right?
It did. I mean, I wish I could get up to 20 miles per hour.
I was about to say, let's not gloss over the fact that LSU has a quarterback that can run 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, 20 is when you're starting to get into fast territory.
Well, it was great.
I can do it in my Toyota.
Kelly was totally nonchalant about it. He's like, yeah, he ran 20 miles an hour. It's kind of a normal week for him, working it back slow. I'm like, 20 miles an hour?
Well, that dude definitely hits 20. I mean, you could see it. You could see it on the field.
I remember talking with EJ Manuel early in the season, and he's like, I've never seen somebody so fast look like they're not trying.
Yeah. Smooth.
He does have just a smooth top-end speed.
He's a lot of now he's faster than Cam Newton, but him and Cam Newton have the same liquid style. To me, that was always Cam's great power. He was just fluid. He was like, it's like Bruce Lee, be water.
Yeah.
Whatever the container, whatever, like just shape yourself to the container, right? And that's how Jayden and that's how Cam used to run. Jayden's faster. Cam was bigger. But both awesome, both tough, both great quarterbacks who deserve to win Heismans. Now let's talk defense. Here's Brian Kelly 9. What do you want to see from the defense this week?
Each week, there's a different challenge. For us, this is going to be eliminating big plays, tackling better, leveraging the football. The ball got outside our defense on a couple of occasions. So, I would say the fundamentals of defense need to continue to grow and continue to get better and play with great energy and enthusiasm and play like an LSU defense that is fighting for 4 quarters.
I mean, is there any answer that better represents our defense freaking sucks? Actually, play it again, but don't just turn your brain off when the coach speak starts actually listen. You only give an answer like this when you think your defense is beyond saving, essentially.
Each week, there's a different challenge. For us, this is going to be eliminating big plays, tackling better, leveraging the football. The ball got outside our defense on a couple of occasions. So, I would say the fundamentals of defense need to continue to grow and continue to get better and play with great energy and enthusiasm and play like an LSU defense that is fighting for 4 quarters.
I mean, that man said, don't expect anything. Like we just out here trying to get him to play hard, do some good basic stuff, mark your man. If it's man, sit correct in your zone. If you have a chance to tackle, maybe come up with it. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
They're literally showing right now on whatever ESPN morning show this is, Jalen Milroe. Yeah, That Boy Bad segment. It was 35 seconds of Jalen Milroe, not one pass.
Yeah.
They didn't show one pass.
Yeah, because
he could have played the whole game.
He didn't have to.
Yeah, not one pass.
35
seconds of highlights.
I don't remember Jalen Milroe throwing a pass.
So it's funny
that's sad, though, because That Boy Bad should
played.
be Jayden Daniels breaking ankles, throwing bombs to Malik Nabers, and balling out.
Yeah.
Gulf South says, I'm going to effing throw up if the coach at LSU keeps talking about getting back to the fundamentals. This ain't some Division IV high school. Add on. Yeah, this ain't Andy Dick. This ain't that movie that Mario loves so much, okay? This is supposed to be Division I big time football. Look, I get it. Like fundamental. It's just crazy that you're going into game 10, and that's the answers that we're still dealing with. But
I love he's like, just play with enthusiasm. Just have fun out there at this point.
That's what I'm saying, right? Like that's kind of my entire point. That's where you've gotten. Oh, whatever.
It's a different challenge every week.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah. We continue to find new ways to lose. We're gonna let's see what we can come up with this week. All right, that'll do. That's Brian Kelly yesterday at the SC teleconference. Shout out Jayden Daniels. That's a big takeaway. I think we're gonna get to watch him this weekend. I cannot wait. Because remember, that was kind of the fear we talked about yesterday. I cannot wait to watch JD5 Malik Nabers. Let's freaking go! When we get back, closing out hour number 1 of OTB.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.com, All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. The dealership's so nice, I just said it thrice because I want you to remember that when you're looking for that new vehicle for you and your family, or just you want to at least go see what All-Star can offer you. Toyotathon's going on right now. They got great deals. You mentioned, Jake, what day is it with veterans, you said?
Well, if it's on a Saturday, which it is, then you typically celebrate Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So that's why I wanted to shout it out today.
Okay, perfect. Well, what are we celebrating, though? Veterans Day?
Veterans Day.
Oh, it is Veterans Day. Okay,
on Saturday, but then when it's on a weekend, you celebrate multiple days.
The point is, veterans, active service members, you always got great deals for you, specifically at All-Star Toyota.
Go to that website, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com, and find whatever it is you're looking for. If it's buying new, if it's leasing, if it's renting, it's all right there available for you. So if you've got a trip coming up for the holidays, whatever it might be, go rent that Toyota today, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on all new 23 Ford F-150 Black Widow trucks, plus $2,750 discount APR and 5.9% for 72 months. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time to slip away. Oh, Louisiana, like cypress stumps. Your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. Luke Johnson talking black and gold. We'll go down to Gainesville to check on the Florida Gators and look ahead to Florida and LSU. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Yo, what's going on? Having to be told it's Veterans Day this weekend, so it's T-Bob thing so far. Is that true? I mean, is everybody like locked in on Veterans Day like that? I apologize if that's the case. I mean, I don't understand. I get Memorial Day and Labor Day confused. Like I get it all a little twisted up in my head. This is cool. Mark Cumby says tomorrow's the birthday of the Marine Corps.
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude. Is Veterans Day a set date, or is it always on like a Saturday?
Oh,
Or is it always November 11th?
See where it was last year. What's this year? 23.
Are you going to talk about
The
Southern's
11th.
big basketball win last night?
Today is also
It's the 11th, right? Right?
I believe
no,
so.
it's always November the 11th.
I know they got a lot of parades this weekend. That's how I knew it was Veterans Day. And today is also National Louisiana Day.
Oh, okay. Shout out.
Seems more statewide than national, but hey, shout out.
What are we celebrating? Like corrupt politics and a failing economy? Like massive brain drain and lack of opportunity and talented people leaving the state? Like what are we?
I mean,
what do you celebrate in National Louisiana?
All
that's right, Po' Boys. We celebrate Po' Boys. Yeah,
Those
hell
are
yeah.
delicious. First
Hell yeah.
off,
I'm actually going to get a Po' Boy for lunch today. I started thinking about 6 a.m. today.
And jazz and Mardi Gras and the good things instead of all the terrible things we have to deal with the other 364 days.
Yeah.
You can move, T-Bob.
Yeah.
Don't hit me with that crap.
Go to Atlanta.
Don't hit me with that crap.
Yeah.
This idea,
Go to Atlanta, as Mario says.
This idea that if you love something, you shouldn't criticize it is the single most absurd thing I've ever heard. That's why we raised a generation of entitled bums who don't want to work anymore. I'm just like hopping all over the different political spectrums here.
Yeah, I was about to say. Oh my God, I felt like that was the opposite there.
No, but you know what I mean? But kind of not though. That's what I'm pointing out.
We have all the bad.
I'm saying if you love something, you criticize it. You demand more of it.
It is
You
funny.
be honest with your child after they play a sports game or don't do well. You don't just blindly encourage them.
Anytime anybody, like I'll be out and anybody's like, God, it's just so hot, it's so humid, or the mosquitoes are bad, I'll always look at remember, you choose to live here.
Yeah, well, kind of. So I mean, like a lot of people, a lot of people, you live where you can make money and live.
But you also choose to live here. There's a lot of places you can make money.
Yeah.
And a lot of different professions that go across the other 49 states.
Yeah, no, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
This place is very flawed, but it'll always be home. I'll always have love for the
No
people.
doubt about that. No doubt about that. But again, I don't care. Like, what are we just supposed to excuse everything then? Like, just excuse a lack of like economic development or like leadership or any of that? Like, I don't know, whatever. Because I feel like that's kind of how you got here, or how we got here in the first place, is by just constantly falling back and being like, "Hey, stop it!" Like, Louisiana's awesome, and it is in a lot of ways. But it should, like, what would it be like if you were just ranked like 35th in education?
Like the LSU defense. What if you were just 60?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
You're
basically,
60.
in a lot of important metrics, we as a state are the LSU 2023 defense.
It doesn't have to always be like this. We can get better leadership
Hey,
eventually.
last time we were 49 out of 50 in obesity, not last. Mississippi took that title
Hell
from us,
yeah.
so there's improvement there.
Shout out to the SIP.
Yeah, baby.
Yep.
How to of OTB coming up next.
Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Patient Plus Urgent Care, patientplusuc.com. You will see the difference. You're feeling sick. There's a ton of crap going around, y'all. I got kids at home throwing up. I got kids at homes with fever. I'm bringing them in to the doctor, and you bring them in Patient Plus, and, testing for COVID, flu, everything. Sometimes it's just viral, But the point is, for life's unexpected moments, you, your family, whoever, you need to get in and feel better. You want to go to patientplusuc.com, Patient Plus Urgent Care, and let them get you right, man. You're going to see the difference. You're going to be blown away when you go there for the first time. Ask about the membership while you're there, too. Unlimited visits. Save you money. Patient Plus Urgent Care.
PatientPlusUC.com. Find a location near you in the Baton Rouge area. There's going to be one no matter where you're at that is convenient for you. They are all about your convenience, 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., right? Because, well, when things happen, they don't always happen when they're convenient. They try to make it as convenient as possible. That's what they're going to do over at Patient Plus. PatientPlusUC.com. Get in and get better.
When is a taco more than just a taco? When it's Government Taco. Voted best tacos 3 years in a row by 225 Magazine, Government Taco puts the most delicious spin on tacos the capital area has ever seen. With creative combinations like the Magna Carrot, the Filibuster, or the Steak of the Union. Plus perfect tortilla chips paired with the best salsa and queso you've ever had. And happy hour every day from 3 to 6 p.m. and all day on Thursday. Government Taco, 5621 Government Street.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast office products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Good morning, everybody. It is a.m. on Thursday, November 9th. Happy National Louisiana Day. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 85. Coming up on the show, Caroline Fenton joins the show at 8:30, and we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal to kick off the third hour. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Shout out to my girl, Elise Kaufman. 11-11-18. Not 2018. 1918.
Yeah.
Armistice Day. The end of World War I back in 1918. How about that? Near over 100 years ago. 105 years ago now. Armistice Day.
Yep.
Veterans Day. Celebrating all those who serve. Thank you very much for your service.
Man, I've got to show y'all my dad's Marine picture. It is, I think it looks, well, I'll show it to y'all later. See what y'all think.
All right, on this hour, we're going to talk a little Saints, probably reset some of the Jayden conversation for a bit. Do want to remind you, though, we're going to keep the historical train rolling here for a second because I want to start this 8 a.m. hours we do every day with our opening salvo brought to you by Skull Axe Throwing. Okay, it's right there off of Lee. It's open now. It's great for date night, girls' night, boys' night, corporate events. You got like a business, you want something fun to do that's better than like, I don't know, like the old ropes course where you got to climb over the wall and everything. You go to Skull Axe Throwing, you get beer, you get delicious food, you get to throw axes. We said it yesterday, boys, and especially with, playing the Vikings later this week, were throwing axes actually a thing in battle?
We did talk about that.
After about 10 minutes of internet research and clicking a few links, I feel pretty educated on the matter. And although there are some historians that think that it's not, because why would you throw a weapon away? I actually think there is more than enough of a body of work to prove that throwing axes were indeed used in battle. I mean, not only do you have things like tomahawks and whatnot, but specifically the Franks back in the 6th century used to use franciscas, which are just axes, throwing axes. And later, then they went away for a little bit. Then later in the 8th and 9th centuries, the Vikings would actually bring them back. But this is where it gets interesting, how they're used. I think when you hear the term throwing axe, you think you're going to use it in like the same way that you would a bow, right? Like, or the temptation is to think like ranged weapon, like just throw them, right?
Yeah.
No, it was a gap closer. It was during the charge. It's what you would throw right before to get them to account for that, and then you're in there with your sword. Yeah. So it was it wasn't a standoff weapon like a bow. It was a way to open them up for the melee.
Yeah,
but they were used.
A bow, you can, like when you're backed into a corner, you can try to buy time with the bow, like you're saying. Like you can kind of pick them apart a little bit, but with the axe,
well, you don't want to close the gap with the bow, right? The bow, ideally, you want to keep them away. The throwing axe, the whole goal was to close the gap.
Yeah, like a little distraction before the main attack. All right.
Romans would use what do they call it? Like the Pilo, something like that. They would have those throwing spears that they would close the gap with and then attack. So there you go. You know, behind the shield wall, all the Vikings throwing their axes. So the point is, yeah, I agree. Thomas says, I'd be pissed if someone threw an axe at me. I agree. Be pretty mad too, right? That's kind of the point. Make it count for it. The other point is, you'll never know when you have to close the gap against somebody who has ill will towards you. So you go to Skull, you get your axe throwing down. I mean, good luck. And then just stay strapped. Keep that thing on you. Done. Shout out Skull Axe. All right. If you missed hour number 1, we opened the show just celebrating Malik Nabers and Jayden Daniels. Understand Malik Nabers leads the country with over 1,152 yards to be exact. He's the first receiver since Josh Reed to have back-to-back 1,000-yard for the Tigers. Incredible when you consider all the receivers that they've had. And then as we let out, when you're talking about Jayden Daniels, you're talking about a man who has a 199 passer rating. And that's an efficient metric. 11 yards per attempt. Way ahead of second place in both categories. But also, not just efficiency, high volume as well. Leads the country in total offense by more than 30 yards a game. Second in the country in touchdowns accounted for, only to Caleb Williams. Again, that man should be a Heisman winner. And he's going to tear up Florida this Saturday.
If he plays, he's going to for sure. Like I have faith that this LSU offense is going to have the same success they've had all season long against this Florida defense. There's been some less than stellar offenses put up some pretty big numbers against Florida's defense. Now, they'll take chances, and they're a little reckless, and that's kind of just what they're going to be. And I think they'll be better next year because of it. I think it's just a little too reckless this year to try to have it. You have a new defensive coordinator coming in. But, like, offensively is where I've been the most disappointed in Florida.
Really? Because I feel like most people feel like Florida's offense has been – I mean, I think they're a little bit of empty calories.
I do too. That's what I'm saying. I thought they would be a team that would run the football against anybody with the 2 running backs that they had. And it's kind of that's what Billy Napier's been in his career. And it's been a lot of check down Charlie from Graham Mertz. Now, Ricky Pearsall is a really good receiver.
Graham Mertz – okay, so again, Jayden Daniels averaging 11 yards per attempt. Graham Mertz is averaging 6.
It's up. It was like 5 point something. So there you go, Graham.
And again, context, Jayden averaged 7 last year. So if you're someone who was frustrated by Jayden's play last year, understand that Graham Mertz is that, but less than. He's that, but without the legs. Yeah, I mean, he has the 17 touchdowns to the 2 picks, so he has done very good in some aspects. But again, 6 yards per attempt. We're number 15. Gross.
We need, that didn't need to happen. Right, we might not have like certain jerseys retired at LSU, but ain't nobody wearing 9 until they make that decision.
Yeah. No,
like, I hate that LSU gives out 72. That bothers me enough. But Florida, why are you giving out 15?
Yeah, it's almost like if I was a Florida fan, it would make me so irrationally angry that I would want to fire Billy Napier for that more than anything else. That you
Mullen gave it to a kicker.
That you gave, well, and look what happened to Dan Mullen.
That's true.
Right? I mean, but that you gave 15 to the quarterback that was the literal worst in the Power 5 when it came to playing ranked teams. But whatever. He's actually been okay this year. It's been empty calories. He's been okay. Again, like we laid out, though, Florida will put up points this weekend. But again, this is a Florida defense that allows the second best passer rating in the entire conference. They got dominated by Spencer Rattler, Carson Beck, KJ Jefferson. Jayden Daniels, again, if he plays, which we believe that he will, is going to pop off this weekend. And so be thankful and enjoy getting to watch Jayden and Malik and this offense go to work once again. In other news, Justin Jefferson returns to practice for the Vikings right ahead of the Saints showdown in Minnesota come Sunday. Jake, so right now what this means, you return to practice on Wednesday, which activates a 21-day window, because remember, he got pushed down to IR. When you go on IR, you got to miss at least 4 games.
Yep.
He missed the 4 games. They won all 4 games, and now he returned to practice on Wednesday. So now they have a 21-day window in which to re-elevate him to the 53-man roster. When you're coming back from IR like this, Jake, and you return to practice, does this mean, do you believe, that he will be immediately returning? to the field or to game day,
Right.
or
I
is
don't
this like an
necessarily-
extended ramp up?
I don't necessarily think that. In fact, if I'm them, I'm going to make sure he is fully healthy. And I'm going to take a look at every situation. I'm going to take a look at weather. Yes, weather, because my next game is in Denver. In November. What does he have? He has a hamstring. What's one of the hardest muscles to warm up? A hamstring.
Yeah,
so I'm taking
good.
with my franchise player, I'm taking a look at everything, right? No stone is going to go left unturned. I want to make sure that if he's coming back, that I've got everything covered. And you might be like, they don't care about the weather. I promise you they do. They're going to look at all of those type of things, right? And so you get Chicago at home in your indoor stadium coming up on November the 27th. So it almost feels like if he doesn't play this week, he's not going to play next week, and he'd play for the Bears. And so we don't know. I mean, hamstrings are tricky, man. It's one of those nagging injuries that can just stay there all season long. It's kind of like an ankle. It's not, it's not one of those ones where once you're healthy, you're healthy. It's still, a likelihood that you could re-injure your hamstring. And so I don't know, man. It would feel rushed if he came back this week to me.
Well, okay, and to your point, Kevin O'Connell was asked if there was a chance that if Jefferson could play as early as this week, and that's exactly what he said. He said, quote, that would probably be a little aggressive. So even though Jefferson returning to the field of practice, I don't necessarily expect him to return to the field of play, but I don't know that it matters because while we are sitting here and talking trash about the Vikings and Josh Dobbs and, the Saints got to win all these games, they're going to get all these bad quarterbacks. I feel that, but this Minnesota Viking team has currently won 4 in a row without Justin Jefferson. And again, yes, a lot of that is with Kirk Cousins, but what a weird league the NFL is where you lose your best player at 1-4, you lose your quarterbacks at 4-4, and now you find yourself at 5-4 having beaten, and how about this, Jake, 3 of the 4 games on the road.
Yeah.
You beat the Bears on the road, you beat the Packers by 14 on the road, and then, of course, you just beat the Falcons in Atlanta. And, again, granted, this is with Kirk Cousins, you beat the Niners at home in that stretch. So you are now going into the building where they just vanquished maybe the best team in the NFL. So, like Josh Dobbs or no, you are catching a very confident Vikings team right now that has the longest win streak in the NFC.
And so when you have a player that gets hurt like that, and he's undoubtedly your best player like Justin Jefferson is, well, you have to have people step up. And then if they do step up, then it pays off in the long run. Like Hockenson at tight end. When Jets went down, he stepped up. His numbers are as good as any at the tight end position, right? He's played incredibly well. But also Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
First-round pick.
Been great.
They spent, obviously a lot of draft capital on him. 41 catches, 534 yards, 7 touchdowns.
Damn.
He's got 7 touchdowns. Chargers drafted Johnson out of TCU. I don't know if he has 7 catches before Jordan Addison. And so that's the player for them, T-Bob, that stepped up. A lot of people thought it would be KJ Osborne. It hasn't been. It has been Addison and Hockenson at the tight end position. And they've just, whatever offense Jets left when he got hurt, well, they've picked it up, and that's why they've been able to win. A big reason why.
Well, and then, having the NFL sack leader doesn't hurt. Danielle Hunter, LSU great, who got like 1 sack at LSU, continues to just be an incredible NFL pass rusher. I think he had 4.5, Mar. That's kind of the joke, though, is that you have a guy who might get 100 sacks in his career. Actually, give me a Danielle Hunter career sack stat. I want to see where he's at. But, yeah, you have a guy who's been one of the most dominant pass rushers of the past, 5 years? And he didn't do anything at LSU. Anyway, so I feel good about, look, the bottom line is I'll take this St. Stevens against anybody, especially Josh Dobbs.
81 already.
81 already. How many years?
It's got to be. I mean,
8?
Yeah,
8 years.
I think 8.
81 sacks in 8 years, and he's not done with this year.
10 sacks. I'm just saying 10 sack a year pace is insanity in this league.
He went 6, 12.5, 7, 14.5, 14.5, 6, 10.5, 10.
So I'm sorry, go ahead, Taylor.
In 18 and 19, he had back-to-back 14.5 sack seasons.
So just understand that Andres Pete has been better. Our guy's going to have his work cut out for him at left tackle against Danielle Hunter. I want to see Ryan Ramczyk as well, who seems to be reclaiming Ryan Ramczyk form. How will he perform? Like you mentioned Hockenson and Addison, and they've been very good, Jake, but I'll take the Saints defense, right? I'll take the Saints defense. I am worried about the Saints offense moving the ball against this Vikings team. So we will. Mara, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, their front seven's been pretty good. Despite, the injuries on offense, they've been solid, kind of keeping them in games. So offensive line, who has shown improvement, like you said, definitely will have their work cut out for them. Curious to see if the Saints can start to run the ball a little better. If they can't, they might get themselves in trouble against that pass rush.
The only way they can run it is by adding Taysom Hill and then allowing him to give you numbers, it feels like, this season. But maybe they can get it going. It's going to be a good battle in Minnesota. We'll continue to preview it throughout the week. But do not expect to see Justin Jefferson this Sunday, even though he just returned to practice. All right, coming up next here on OTB, let's get a little more NFL roundtable, and then we got Caroline Fenton coming on to talk SEC. Keep it locked, youtube.com/1045ESPN. Get to your comments as well. What do you think? Saints win on Sunday. Let us know. We'll get to it next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
ITI Technical College, iticollege.edu, iticollege.edu. For 50 years, they've been helping Louisiana students find their way, y'all. And so if you are out there and you feel stuck, right? We talked about economic opportunity. Sometimes it can be hard to come by. ITI, though, can help you create it. And I mean that, y'all. It's not actually opinion. That's a fact. You go look at the Georgetown study that was done a couple of years ago. They scored highest in the state and top 15 in the country for return on investment, like what you pay for school versus what you can be expected to make in your career down the road. So get that career, that long-term financial stability, that guiding light. Change your life, ITI Technical College.
Go to that website today, iticollege.edu, and you'll see exactly what we're talking about. You can see some of the campus there off Airline Highway, but we always encourage you, go see them in person today, iticollege.edu.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, you can lock in the low rate of 3.99% on a Toyota Highlander. That's right, 3.99%. Lock in your low rate while you still can. At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
The world's leaders in obesity research, obesity medicine, and obesity science are right here.
We're doing something that no one's ever done or trying to answer a question that no one's ever asked before.
Pennington is a real jewel when it comes to research.
We are finding the solutions to the world's worst chronic disease, which is obesity. Louisiana needs Pennington Biomedical.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. $20,000 off plus no payments for 90 days on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means it's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Mike Triplett talking Saints, our Fantasy Blitz, and we'll get a closer look at the Gators. Join us for Thursday's AFR, 3 to 6, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
So it's just me, trust me. Something in the air just above me. Something like a dream state. You call it a clean break. Do you feel the vibes, baby? Do you feel the vibes?
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. T-Bob, Jake Meyer, Taylor hanging out with you today. A couple NFL notes before we start to dive into some of the college football slate from this weekend. Mentioning that the Vikings currently have the longest win streak in the NFC. It sent me down a bit of a rabbit hole. In the AFC, the Bengals have won 4 in a row. The Ravens have won 4 in a row. And the Jags have now won 5 in a row. How about old Doug Peterson and company?
Speaking of the Jags, they doing Trevor Lawrence dirty right now on whatever show this is on FS1.
The Carton Show.
No. What's that movie, The Mask?
No, that's Elephant Man, I believe.
In the movie The Mask with Cher?
The only mask I know is Jim Carrey Cam Diaz's vehicle.
Isn't that the name of the movie with the Elephant Man and
I thought the name was
no, the
Elephant
mask I
Man.
know is Jim Carrey.
I thought
I
it
is.
I thought it was named Elephant Man. Is it not?
I don't think so. They just put side by side between him and Trevor Lawrence. That is uncalled for.
They have like the same general face shape, but Trevor Lawrence is actually beautiful. Trevor Lawrence is one of the most androgynously good-looking people I've ever seen. Like the gender line is so blurred on him, but it works. It works
called
both
Mask.
ways. It is called Mask. I don't even know why you're upset.
Take that.
Because The Mask is better than Mask, and Mask, the old 80s cartoon featuring a robot named T-Bob, is way cooler than whatever you're talking about. I remember seeing that movie, the Elephant Man one, one time when I was younger, just feeling deeply sad the entire time.
It's not real. Eric Stoltz actually played Rocky Dennis, so it's not a real person.
But I mean, it's representative of people that have to go through stuff like that.
For sure. Sam Elliott's in The Mask, so whatever mask you're talking about doesn't have Sam Elliott.
I'm still slightly upset with Sam Elliott for coming out and hating on Power of the Dog, an incredible Western. That's one of the best movies I've seen of the past few years. And he didn't like it just because he just said it was I don't know why I didn't like it. It was awesome.
Yeah, I don't speak ill of Sam Elliott.
Well, that's fine, because I just did.
Yeah.
On our show. How about that? So now your name is intrinsically tied to the Sam Elliott hate.
Nope.
Sorry, bro. Okay, so the Jags have won 5 in a row. Raven Bengals have won 4 in a row, which took me down a couple different holes. First off, active QB win-loss percentage right now. Who do y'all think the best is in the entire NFL?
Mahomes.
Yep. He's 82-21 as a starter, a 796 win percentage. Who do you think's second in the NFL?
Active?
Yep.
Brock Purdy.
Very close. He is third because he's 12-4.
Second?
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson.
Very close.
Jalen
He
Hurts.
is fourth. Very close. He is fifth. Lamar Jackson is...
If you say Dak Prescott.
Lamar Jackson's 53-21, so 718 win percentage. Pretty incredible there. Really incredible, actually. That's kind of what kicked this off. Is once again, Lamar Jackson comes back, and now the Ravens are 7-2 in the toughest division in football. I know he needs to win in the playoffs, but all the guy does is win in the regular season. Hurts 33-14, awesome. Purdy 12-4, smaller sample size. Also, bit of a red flag here for Purdy, maybe just a little bit, guys, just a little bit.
God, you hate people that aren't 5 stars. No. Typical.
Okay, will you let me finish and you can determine whether or not you agree? Guess who's right behind Jalen Hurts? Jimmy Garoppolo. How do you feel about Jimmy G? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Why is he on this list though? Partially because of him, sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's all I'm saying. No, the second best in the NFL right now, guys, Taysom Hill, 7-2. What are we talking about? 778 win percentage. How in the world
you got to get at
did
least,
y'all not get Taysom Hill?
At least get to 10 to qualify.
No, so actually y'all nailed it. Y'all were all over the list. It's Mahomes, Purdy, Jackson, Hurts, then Garoppolo, Allen, Rodgers, Tua, kind of surprising there. Dak, how about that? Taylor, 68-43, Russell Wilson, and then Joey B at 34-22. Joe, of course, having to swallow a tough
rookie season.
Yeah. But I thought, I mean, so partially this to say Lamar Jackson, all he does is win. Partially it's funny that Taysom Hill's 7-2 as a starting quarterback. And partially it's, my God, Patrick Mahomes, what in the hell? I mean, 82-21 as a starter. If you are a Chiefs Patrick Mahomes fan and you watch 5 games, you're going to win 4. That's what a good life. I mean, what a life to live. And he ain't going anywhere. And guess what? The offense isn't that good this year. Well, the defense is awesome. Like it's just crazy, bro. Just crazy.
I think we are, after this conversation, we're all in agreement yet again that the Saints need Taysom Hill.
Yes, absolutely. Again,
let's forget all the jokes and how many games it was. That man was 7-2. He was 7-2 as a starting quarterback, and that ain't his role. We know that. But I'll be damned if he doesn't have maybe the most important role on that offense. Does that mean he's the best player? No, it does not. Does it mean he's the most important? I kind of think it is right now.
That is actually a fascinating Saints question. Is Taysom Hill the most important player on the New Orleans Saints right now?
Where do you struggle?
Or let's say, okay, this is what I'm saying.
But where do you struggle when Derek Carr struggles? Where does he struggle?
Yeah, in the red zone.
Where's Taysom the best?
In the red zone. So I would say he's the most important player to the offense. I still got to give DeMario Davis. I would still give DeMario Davis, to me, the most important player on the team.
I don't know, man.
Carl
Granderson is up there as well.
The what?
Carl Granderson's up there as well. With Cam, look, Cam Jordan's he's a Hall of Famer, but Carl Granderson's giving you what you need off the edge right now when so many others that you drafted to do so have not. He's right there as well.
To me,
I know where
DeMario
Davis lines
DeMario
up.
Davis,
I know that. But,
and then look at the play made in the game last week, the answers he gives, his leadership. And that's why I'm saying his most important player is honestly the leadership.
I think
it's not just the play on the field.
I think defense is like a real question between Lattimore, Granderson, DeMario Davis, and maybe soon Paulson Adebo.
Yeah. You could argue that maybe from a pure playing perspective, I would have that conversation between Granderson and Lattimore this year. But if we're taking in everything, I'll still go to the lead. I'll still go to DeMario Davis. Like Cam Jordan would score very high in the leadership, and his play's still good, but it would be a little less than. Whereas DeMario Davis, from a mixture of leadership and play, is just the dude's just such a godsend.
I agree with you. Yeah.
How you got a second Jets linebacker that has gone on to be generational is kind of insane to me.
But like right now, like the defense in its totality, I think is playing better. Like as far as we can have the conversation on the defensive side of the football, maybe like who the most important player is. Like I probably agree with you at the end of the day that it's DeMario Davis, but we can throw other names that are intriguing. Offensively right now,
it's got to be Taysom.
It's got to be Taysom.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like I don't think it's much of a question actually. Every good offensive game you've had, Taysom's been featured heavily and has made plays, and the ones you haven't, he has not. So there is no such thing anymore as a Taysom Hill game. Every game is a Taysom Hill game, including this Sunday in Minnesota.
If you're trying to say something nice about Dennis Allen, he's really good at developing defensive backs. Like, think of the really good players the Saints have lost the last few years. Marcus Williams, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, haven't really missed a beat there. Marcus Mays, maybe
Von
the only
Bell
guy.
Even goes back,
Marcus
right?
May, for as much hate as I've given him, I have to also say he's played better over the last couple of weeks since he's come back. He has played better.
Bajan got him on the pump fake the last game. That was kind of funny. But
he ain't going to be perfect.
For sure.
But you paid him a lot of money, and he was not good.
Yeah.
But he has been better since he's come back.
Nothing can hurt me after the Jairus Bird signing. Like Marcus Mays, whatever. Nothing can hurt me after the Jairus Bird experience.
When y'all signed him,
he had such good numbers.
Y'all, I was still playing, and I was shocked and almost mad.
He had such incredible numbers.
I was almost mad because I'm like, wait a minute. That guy is getting that much money. I played against him when he was in Buffalo. I was shocked.
And it was a fascinating confluence of events where the Saints suffered at the hand of the Seahawks. Sean Payton had a top 5 defense, but then got enamored with Earl the Pearl and was like, we want to recreate that. Shuttled Darren Sproles and others out of town. Signed Jairus Bird for $100 million, trying to make him Earl Thomas. There was
one Earl Thomas.
Couldn't even hold his jock. And then even Rob Ryan at that point, his defense just gets shattered because they're chasing this ghost that they didn't need to chase. Like nothing. Marcus May is whatever. No sweat off my back after living through the Jairus Bird experience.
We were playing them in San Diego, and Bird came on a blitz, and I picked him up, and I just remember him making a lot of noises but not going anywhere. That's exactly. I was like just blocking him, like, why are you doing that right now? You're not going. You're literally in the same spot, but you're just going.
Oh man. Well, thankfully, you're right. Dennis Allen led us out of those dark Jairus Bird times and into really good defensive times, which you're going to be relied upon because, again, this Vikings defense is also probably looking at the Saints offense and licking their chops a bit, which they should not be because you feel like you should be much better. But the path to being better probably lies with Taysom Hill playing a big role.
Before we move on, Paulson Adebo named NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah,
I saw this morning.
Yesterday,
Right?
and he had penalty problems early on, had way too many penalties to start the season, but he's bounced back and he's having a great year.
Well, let's also be clear, though, that is something that obviously Dennis Allen does allow for, right? Like the same way that the Seahawks used to operate under the old, they're not going to flag you every time.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yes.
it's like what Ty Law used to do way back in the day when they really wouldn't flag you that much. But even in today's, it's what the Legion of Boom did. And so the Saints they have an element of that. And it hurts sometimes, but it does lead to a lot of great plays as well.
I like my corners to have that aggressive nature. There's a fine line for sure, Mario. I agree with what you're saying there as well, but I'd rather them be aggressive than be on their heels and wait for the play to be made.
Yeah, just watch Saturday if you want that. If you like guys playing 15 yards off the ball on 3rd and 5 and being absolutely terrified of getting beat deep, well, I've got a defense for you.
Yeah. Let's talk about that later. We're in a good mood right now. I will say, going with all these Taysom things that we're talking about, the numbers also tell that story as well. It's not just us seeing him go out there and be successful and just giving yourself over to it. When you do a deep dive into what he's been, even receiving the football, I mean, he's averaging 7 yards a catch at the tight end position, right? So that's added value. Anything I think he does in the receiving game, that's added value. We know he's going to have some throws here and there. He's 5 of 6 this year, completing 83% of his passes. That's not going to be what he leads in either, but it's also a portion of what he does. I think the most important thing, though, the most important stat to point out, he's got the longest run on the Saints team this year. 20 yards. Now, that's not great.
20 yards.
Taysom Hill, though, has the longest run on the Saints this year. Alvin Kamara, 17. Jamal Williams, 11.
Bruh.
Kendre Miller, 10.
Can we catch a 30-yarder?
Right?
Can we catch a 30-yarder somewhere, boys?
I mean, I had longer than 20.
What's your longest of your career in the NFL? Do you know?
No, but I'm going to look it up during the break.
Hell yeah.
Taysom Hill, 49 for 255. But listen to this. Alvin Kamara, 3.6 yards per carry. Jamal Williams, 3 yards a carry. Kendre Miller, 3 yards a carry. When Tony Jones was in there, 3.3 yards per carry. This is bad offensive line. That's too many good running backs to say, oh, man, no, that's not them. Some of it maybe, but that's an offensive line. Taysom, 5.2. Yeah. Taysom is the only thing where you can have success in the run game. A lot of times, again, we talked about it yesterday, because you add an extra blocker. And all jokes aside, not trying to pop off here, you need all the help you can get. Yeah. When your offensive line is struggling as bad as it is, what can I do to be better? I can add an extra blocker with a very unique weapon that can run behind his pads like a 220-pound running back.
Well, you mentioned it, and not only, 220-pound running back, he's physical, but you just mentioned it, he's 5 of 6 passing. He's not a great passer, but when you have a bad offensive line, That makes the linebacker, the nickel, whoever, hesitate just half a second because there is a chance Taysom can throw the ball, and that's why he's having extra success.
But let's also recontextualize how we talk about Taysom Hill passing, because he's not a great passer if he's your starting quarterback compared to other starting quarterbacks. He is an elite, otherworldly thrower
100%.
when it comes to being a Wildcat quarterback.
Well, and that's my point. Like, you have to respect his ability to throw the football.
I mean, again, he's 7-2 as a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think there's 31 quarterbacks that are better than Taysom Hill. Like, I truly don't. Like, are you kidding? Like,
I don't
the guy that the Giants are rolling out there, DeVito, like, no disrespect to that guy. He's in the NFL. Taysom Hill's a better quarterback.
Yes.
Is Taysom is he going to be the most successful starting quarterback? No. Like, and you had to move on from it. I don't think that's something that you could sustain success with that down the road. But to T-Bob's point, and we talked about it yesterday, there ain't nobody else in the NFL that can do what he does, running, catching, blocking, that can literally throw every single route that you have in your route tree.
Yeah.
He's the only one.
Yeah.
The only one that has everything kind of coming together.
And the deep balls are sketchy. But again, like, I mean, what? Come on.
But
Everybody
still.
can't be perfect at everything.
Yes.
And you still threw it, right? You threw the one of Rashid Shaheed, and he made you right.
28 yards long in the career.
28 yards.
28 yards.
Let's go. Longer rush than the Saints got this year.
Just saying. Just saying.
All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's take a look at this college. Oh, sorry. Caroline Fenton had to cancel today. She had something last second pop up at work. Her and Matt Flynn might be hanging out a little too much, I'm starting to think. But coming up after this, let's start to look around the college football slate this weekend. A ton of good games, including the first test for maybe the best team in the entire country. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.com. Taysom Hill currently playing at an all-star level. And how's he doing it? Utility, versatility. A couple of the same core elements that you're going to get when you buy a vehicle from All-Star, okay? I mean, hell, really, what do they call him, a Swiss Army knife? Boys, Taysom Hill's a minivan. I mean, he can match whatever the situation at hand demands. You need to throw down that back seat, make more trunk space. It is so easy. It'll blow your mind. You need double captain seat, sliding doors so the kids get in and out of their own. They got you. Tight parking lot, sliding doors, okay? So much room for activities, versatilities. Check out the Sienna. Check out the entire line. All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
You know we didn't mention?
No.
Cup holders.
Cup holder. I have 30 cup holders in there.
Yeah.
I think I have cup holders in there that I don't even know about. Like, I was cleaning out the back the other day, and I discovered some in the backseat where my daughter sits.
All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Bayou Ford is taking $10,000 off MSRP on all new 23 Ford F-150 Black Widow trucks, plus $2,750 discount APR and 5.9% for 72 months. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Running Bart's marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Board's marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luber for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our
Group. Join us for the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch from Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar and Town Square Pizza. Paul Nolan will be with us along with Dwayne Colucci and Matt Humans. Live at Lunch, 11 a.m. weekdays on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Diamonds are forever. They won't leave in the night. I've no fear that they might desert me.
Throw your diamonds in the sky if you feel the vibe. The rock is still alive every time I rhyme. Forever, ever, forever, ever, 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 ever. Close your eyes and imagine.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
It's crazy. Old Kanye. Man.
Did the best.
Playing Diamonds Are Forever. What is this, like 08?
Yeah, like 07.
Somewhere around there.
You mentioned
that was the soundtrack of college was Pete Kanye.
Yeah, I was like college dropout, college graduate around that time.
I just remember that line where it said your fat friend, her name was Minivan, because you mentioned Minivan.
Wow. Playing Kanye and fat shaming women, Mario, an incredibly problematic combination for 841 on a Thursday.
I don't even know this song that much, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, you don't know this? Huh. Actually, you were probably like 6 when this came out.
Yeah, I don't recognize it.
Shout out Southern. How about this? Southern basketball team taking out UNLV yesterday, 85-71. Hell yeah.
All right.
Work out, Jay.
Where you at? Running Rebs? Not in the winners column.
0-1.
That's right.
On the year. That's where they at. All right, let's talk about this upcoming football slate this weekend. So, the big one. I got a few games I want to talk about. I want to talk Michigan Penn State. I want to talk Ole Miss UGA. We can get into Utah Washington maybe. Tennessee Mizzou is kind of interesting. We talked a lot of Florida LSU already. USC Oregon. But let's start with the big boy, Jake. Michigan at Penn State. And I cannot help but feel that, like I've said in the past, Penn State really feels like a wrestler, not a jobber, but like a wrestler that's pretty good, that they let get a little heat, and then they just use him to put somebody else over. I mean, that's what Ohio State, like that's the whole reason why Ohio State, even though I could give you some shocking Bill Connolly numbers on how equivalent Washington and Ohio State's resumes are.
Yep.
And yet Washington's 5 and Ohio State's 1. But whatever, they're 1 because they beat top 10 Penn State, right? And even though this incredibly flawed Penn State team, they are clearly miles better than the rest of Big Ten, but they also clearly feel miles behind the top 2 in the Big Ten. And yes, the Ohio State game was relatively close, but guess what? It was kind of like that way last year as well. What did Michigan do last year against Penn State? They whooped their ass. Why, Jake? Because you always say it, styles make fights, right? They matter. And unfortunately, it's not this extreme, but it's in the same family as Kentucky going up against Georgia, where they basically want to play the same style of football, only they are less than at nearly all the positions. Like maybe Penn State has the advantage at linebacker, and that's probably it when you stack them up against Michigan. So it's at home. I get that. I think Michigan's going to go in, even signals or no signals, and I think they're going to roll Penn State.
Yeah, it's at home, but it's not a whiteout. It's not a night game. It's a noon kick. Ugh. Why is a game like this at noon?
Well,
yeah, because Fox pays a lot of money.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And I mean, look, well, actually, I don't know. So I do that show now, Rivals, but then we also team up with Red Corner, Blue Corner, which is Jake Budd, Joshua Perry, two Big Ten guys.
Yeah, had Jake yesterday.
And they're very, even they seem, they kind of vacillate, and sometimes like, we love noon kickoffs. And,
me and Jake went back and forth.
Yeah, and as a player, Jake was like, I like to get to it as a player. And I was like, well, that's because you're a coward and you can't deal with the anticipation all day and having to deal with that anxiety. But as a fan, no, they were both kind of saying that they would rather this game be at night.
Yeah, this game should be.
As a consumer, I love it at 11 because I want bangers at every part of the day.
Right.
And so, like, I'm going to do an immediate reaction show on Saturday. I'm pumped, personally.
So Michigan right now, 112th in strength of schedule out of 133 teams. But remaining strength of schedule is first because, well, they have Penn State and they have Ohio State, right? So that's something that the committee is looking at. You mentioned Ohio State and where their strength of schedule was. 15th overall, 10th remaining strength of schedule. Okay, what about Washington? 75th overall, but 11th remaining strength of schedule. Here's one that's going to possibly play out, and the Seminoles are not going to like it. 49th for Florida State overall, 51st in remaining strength of schedule.
Doesn't matter, though. If Florida State stays undefeated, there's no way they're out.
There's no way they're out, but they have no room for error.
No, hell no.
They have zero room for error because of where the ACC is. But to get back to
it's an ACC test as old as time at this point.
It is. And it looked like it was going to be a different story when North Carolina was popping off, Miami was popping off, and Duke was popping off. Now it's only Louisville and Florida State. But to get back to Penn State, Michigan, oh my God, Penn State needs this. Penn State needs it. They were 11-2 last year, a hell of a season. Went to the Rose Bowl, bullied the bully in Utah, got that victory. If they do the same thing again, their fans are going to be disappointed.
Well, and what sucks is it's like
when you have roadblocks, T, like that, and they're in front of you, and you can't get over those roadblocks, no matter what you do, even if it is a Rose Bowl championship against a really good Utah team, those fans want more, expect more.
Well, it also becomes a commentary on how crap the Big Ten is outside of the Big Three. Because you should not have a team that is clearly worse than the top two, but also clearly better than the rest of the conference.
Yeah.
It's why I'm glad that some of these other teams are going to join in the birth of the Uber conferences, because at least there will be some parity there. There's parity right now in the Big Ten in a way, but it's bad parity. There's just a lot of bad teams. Like, if you look at the SEC through like S&P Plus rankings and analytics and everything, even the bad SEC teams are still like top 40, top 50 in the entire country.
Same thing in the Pac-12.
Not the case with the Big Ten. Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, the Pac-12, and they got the most ranked teams. Like, they're obviously very good.
Yeah, like even the bottom portion of that conference has a pulse.
Yeah.
Like
Look
it's
at
got
Arizona.
some life to it. Yeah.
Ranked. Hell yeah, Jed Fish.
Jed Fish might coach of the year.
Yeah.
Or get some votes for it. It's going to be a hard award this year to give out. So for Penn State, this is it. This is it. Now, I don't know what you can do, like a three-way tie. Obviously kind of changes some things there in the Big Ten. If Ohio State was able to go, or Michigan was able to go beat Ohio State, then you have a three-way tie. But for Penn State, man, right now, this is everything. You have to beat one of Ohio State and Michigan. You've already lost to Ohio State. You got to get this Michigan victory. Yeah. If you want to change the narrative
for you, dude.
It is, without question. It was last year. It is this year. And the Big Ten's not getting any easier. You're adding the teams that are currently 5th and 6th in the country right now, you're adding them to your conference, Penn State.
Well, and last thing here before we go to break, what a weird moment for Michigan where everything up to this point has been foreplay. It's been setting the table, brining the turkey, cooking the food, and now finally we're about to carve into that turkey. And is it going to show up like Christmas Vacation? Just dust and steam and overcooked chewy meat? Or is J.J. McCarthy about to prove to be as succulent as he's looked this year? We're going to see come Saturday. Can't wait. I think Michigan rolls out. Predict before we go to break. I want to break in 15 seconds.
Like 16 seconds. Michigan 24, Penn State 14.
Okay, there you go. I think it's going to be worse. I'd even score more of like a 31-14. But I don't know. They don't have the signals now, so maybe not. All right, when we get back here on OTB, let's close out hour 2.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
CentralPlumbing.org, 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 925-8552. Okay, 2 different ways that you can get in touch with them. Very easy to set up an appointment, 24/7 emergency service, flat rate pricing, great warranty, business, residential. They do it all. And they've seen it all over 50 years, so they can fix it all. So your one-stop plumbing shop needs to be. Lock it in. Don't think twice. That's so nice. CentralPlumbing.org. CentralPlumbing.org.
Go to that website today, and you'll see the things that we talk about every single day as far as the remodel game, right? It's home or business. Now, if it's your home and it's a main restroom, maybe it's guest room, obviously they can handle that, right? But also, if you have a business where you've got 5, 6, 7 restrooms there in your business, they can come in. Look at the fleet. I mean, look at the vans stacked up. They are ready to go. Whatever your problems might be, whatever you want to get to at the finish line, they're going to help you get there. So give them a call today. That number is 225-925-8552 and always online at centralplumbing.org.
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
His name was Cain. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. One day they found him.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has $20,000 off MSRP on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. $20,000 off plus no payments for 90 days on new 23 Ram 1500 trucks. All with Bayou's 1 million mile warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Life in Louisiana is a song. A symphony of sound, colors, and movement. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
The importance of doing this fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers a huge advantage in the insurance market and the price of their insurance.
You know, we're not looking to make a fortune off fortifying. We're trying to give you a better product than our competitor at the moment. I'm trying to do something that he can. I'm trying to give you something better. So a lot of these insurance shops, you're getting a re-roof, you're only paying your deductible. Let's sit down and talk about the fortified and let's see what it does to your insurance premium. You're getting a steal.
Yeah.
You're getting a brand new roof and a fortified certificate for your deductible, essentially. I think we're rocking and rolling.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
One of the playoffs, and we get you started Friday night at 6 with Louisiana Prep Preview presented by Brock. Then join us at 10 o'clock for a full recap with Louisiana Prep Scoreboard presented by Lake Urgent Care on YouTube, Your View, and 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Hey, T-Bone, there's something you can ride.
I'm not getting on that thing.
Come on, I'll treat you.
A treat? It looks more like a trap.
I'll meet you guys inside.
Okay, Dad. So what do you say, T-Bob?
No way.
Come on, it'll be fun. enough. Oh, it's not working. Hey, I want to ride. Start moving. Go on. It'll hurt her feelings. Whee! This is fun. Faster.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back to OTB. That audio you just heard was from 80s cartoon Mask, T-Bob the Robot. There's a lot of funny meme potential there when it comes to T-Bob wanting to ride and not wanting to ride, and the girl wanting to ride on T-Bob. That was deeply funny.
There's a few things to unpack there. First off, I saw what I would look like as a cartoon dad.
Yeah.
Secondly,
you actually do look a lot like the cartoon boy kid, for sure.
Secondly, there's no doubt that that's what you were actually named after. And third, they totally just ripped off R2-D2.
Yes, that's a good point. It is an R2-D2 clone. And no, I was Bobby Joe Saber III, Petit Bobby T-Bob. So
To me, that was live footage of T-Bob corning Caitlin 17 years ago.
Exactly.
Today.
That's what it felt like. Oh, it's not working. Give me a second, okay? You put all this pressure on me. Feeling anxious right now. Sheesh. No, it's literally T-Bob, Greg. It's not T-Bot. It is. Oh, I see what you're saying, but there is the T-Bot Twitter account, which I'm sure once that gets a hold of this, then that is going to be all she wrote.
That guy's funny.
For me. That guy's funny. I enjoy that guy. I really do, actually.
You want to know who it is?
Do I know who it is?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I have some suspicions of a few people, but I don't know for sure. I don't think I never figured out who Not Matt Moscona was either.
Yeah, they took pictures
Off the
of you.
Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Yeah, that was a little disconcerting. Disconcerting signals when the Not Moscona talent took a picture of me at Starbucks.
Yeah.
And then one time
At what time? In the morning?
Like 5-something a.m. And then one time I was at Rouse's and I turned around to talk to someone, and apparently the person walked up to my boy Chase and was like, "Hey, I'm not Matt Moscona," and then walked away. So I had some real weird moments there for sure. But whatever. I want to remind you, you'll never have weird moments. You go to Rejuve Medical, RejuveMedical.com. You want to feel younger, faster, stronger. If you're someone who enjoyed Mask when you were growing up, you want to feel that young again, you go to Rejuve Me, okay? I don't care if you're male, female, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. It's not too late. And they can help you. That's the bottom line. They understand the aging process. They know how to fight it. Ton of different treatment options. Maybe it's something like HRT. Maybe it's something like semaglutide. Go get your labs drawn, which is overall just a great health check anyway, right? So you get that peace of mind. But it also tells them what your body needs. They customize a plan for you. Rejuve Me Medical. RejuveMedical.com.
At Corval Toyota in Opelousas, we're featuring 2023 Toyota Tundras with $2,000 bonus cash. $2,000 bonus cash offer on Toyota Tundras. So come on down to Happy Town. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Step inside an Infiniti QX50, and you'll find a suite of driver-focused features tailored to your tastes. But most of all, you'll find luxury that lets you feel infinitely you. Visit your local Infiniti retailer today.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust Poll of the Day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, live at lunch on Palmer. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the Poll of the Day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated.
Good morning, people. It's 9 a.m. on Thursday, November 9th. Today in Baton Rouge, expect cloudy skies with a high of 85. Coming up on OTB, we have a new edition of Big Deal or No Big Deal coming up next. And that's pretty much it. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at OTB_ESPN, or catch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel and subscribe for daily content. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah.
Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, P, they said I got to come off the bench.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob. Yo, yo, yo.
Tanning, y'all. Welcome back. OTB, hour number 3. Got Big Deal or No Big Deal, Chef Michael Johnson. Then we'll head back to the college football slate over the weekend. Mario, why are you head in hands?
I forgot to mention Chef in the promo. I said literally that's pretty much it after Big Deal, No Big Deal. Kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, very disrespectful. I can't believe you did it.
Literally.
You've brought shame to the show.
It's pretty much it.
We've done it every week since before I was here. I've been here over 2 years now.
Music says T-Bob not a Landry fan. I'm guessing. Look, I don't care. I don't care about the names. Don't give me any names. How about somebody just do something positive for the state? Like if you're in power and the state does moves up in the rankings in anything, I'll give you credit. I don't give a damn about what the name is or who you are. Get the hell out of here. All right, let's go ahead and it's time for Big Deal or No Big Deal.
Big deal. Ain't no big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
Big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal.
And I'm assuming you have these links ready there in the chat. No, not in the chat. I mean in the doc. Wow. Okay. Well, who wants to start then? That doesn't
I'll
need
start.
a link. All right.
All right, so we've seen a lot of Michigan scouting scandal, right? A lot of sign stealing. Well, a lot of people have been calling for, hey, let's get some technology that even high schools use. Let's get some comms in helmets, communication devices in helmets, because, well, that makes it easier. You don't have to have the Power Rangers, the Teletubbies over there in 17 different colored hoodies with all the fake signs and all those different things. So the NCAA for bowl games, not the college football playoff, but for bowl games, is going to test out communication devices in college football in helmets.
That's great. And I guess that is a big deal, you know? And actually, that's not bad in terms of how you want to, like, because the way that bowl games have morphed, like, we still love them because they're fun and we love football and it's holidays and it's a great time to watch football and it's funny matchups and it's fun to gamble on and everybody's kind of watching the same games. So there's like a ton of advantages, but they kind of don't matter. And so that is an excellent place to test out stuff you want to do. Like, I go so far as like rule change, you know, like other like actual on the full field rule changes. If you ever wanted to, that'd be a good testing ground.
It makes it easy. Hey, well, I mean, you have all these things and all these signs and all these people over there where on game day, that's all they get to do. No. Just put a communication device, one player on offense, one player on defense.
How much do you think in the 15 practices you get or whatever, how much do you think how much training goes into making that operation work?
Yeah, that'd be easy. I mean, it's literally, coach, hey, put your note card over your mouth like you see in the NFL, tell the quarterback to play, and come up with the part that's going to be the work is teams like Ole Miss who want to go incredibly fast. Okay, they got to come up with something for Jackson Dart, a muddle, huddle, whatever it might be, to get the play to everybody else.
Going to be very interesting to see how people
navigate. You know who's going to thrive in this? Iowa.
Yeah. Well, no, because
they huddle.
Maybe they might hire, you know.
Well, I didn't say the play was going to be good once it's called. I'm just talking about handling
OC,
the play.
I'm saying. Yeah. Pathetic. Hate it. Can't believe that Iowa under never got. I never got to bet it under 30 last week. I bet it multiple times at like 30
You know what the live bet was?
No.
17. God, over under in like the third quarter last week.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, I said it on Twitter, but 3 yards in a cloud of dust was way too explosive of a term to use for what that was.
Just a cloud of dust.
Not even that.
Just a tussle.
It was terrible.
Stationary tussle.
Yeah.
You know, like in cartoons when two cartoon characters fight and it just becomes a roiling ball of smoke.
Yeah.
But they don't go anywhere. That's Iowa every single game.
Yeah.
He's just like sitting there, punch, but nobody's actually.
And then it stops
anywhere.
like you're in the same spot.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what you got?
So, all right, that is a big deal, by the way. Glad they're finally doing that. So a lot of Ohio State fans always try to quote-unquote claim Joe Burrow. You know, people make lists, all Buckeyes lists and all this, and put Joe Burrow as an Ohio State player. Well, somebody finally yesterday asked Joe Burrow about what he thinks about all that. And this, if we had the video ready, is what Joe Burrow had to say.
Does Ohio State claim you as a quarterback in the NFL? Should they?
I don't know. You have to ask them.
You feel like they should?
I always say I went to school at Ohio State and I played football at LSU. That's how I think about it.
Yeah, let's go. I also love, the older I get, the farther we get away from Burrow, the more and more he really starts to resemble a like a religious leader of sorts for people around these parts, or like a prophet, or like something above a mortal human. Like remember like how angry everyone got for even mentioning that Washington could be a kin? Like it was treated like sacrilege to even mention Penix and Washington as 2019 same breath. Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, but this feels like the God emerging from the mountaintop and offering like one line, and we're all like, yeah. So then he just like goes back and ascends back beyond the clouds. But Joe Burrow, saying and making LSU fans feel very good about the argument they've been having online that he does not belong to Ohio State. He went to school there.
And I feel like 80% of Ohio State fans that do that don't actually claim him. They're just trying to get a rise out of LSU fans. That being said, it is nice to see him go up there and shut it all down.
It feels. I mean, I'd be lying. It felt good. Felt good to hear him say it. You know, I love it.
I mean, I think of it like we didn't see him play in an Ohio State uniform, right?
Yeah.
He had like 300 yards or something.
Yeah.
Saw some spring game footage.
Yeah. Right. I mean, he's an LSU Tiger.
Went to school at Ohio State, played football at LSU.
I mean,
also didn't have to do much school here either. You know,
right? He graduated.
Yeah. Did he take like one class each
Coming
year?
from another Ohio State quarterback, Bird didn't come down here to play school, man.
That's right. It's like, I mean, like Baker Mayfield started games at Texas Tech. Texas Tech quarterback. He's an Oklahoma quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jalen Hurts is a different conversation because of what he started at both, maybe. So that's kind of a blurred.
Jalen Hurts is both.
That's a blurred conversation a little bit. But like Kyler Murray started games at A&M. He's an Oklahoma quarterback.
And Jalen Hurts will say both, but I will always maintain that Alabama fans ran him out of town and into the second most legendary season I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To Joe Burrow. Maybe now third if Jayden Daniels keeps this up. All right. Next on the list, big deal or no big deal. This comes from Peru, I believe. I found it on the Men in Blazers Twitter.
Like the country?
Yes, sorry. I'm trying to stall while it loads. Okay, so Universitario became Peruvian champions, but they did it in the stadium of their arch rivals, Alianza Lima, and here's what the home team did as soon as their rivals won the game.
Que se estira y se lanza al terreno de juego. Vamos a ver, señoras y señores. La toma Ordóñez. Final. Acabó el partido. Ha ganado Universitario.
So for those that are just listening on radio, these dudes, they literally shut off the lights. Like every single light in the building except for the advertising running boards, they immediately shut off after the game. There's no footage of the celebration. Nobody can see each other. I mean, it is the ultimate form of petty. All honor amongst competition thrown out the window.
So good.
F him. We don't want him to have any lasting video memories of this moment. Just shut it down. Shut off the lights. Get the hell out of here.
Hey, I like it. Next time you win an NBA Finals or a World Series in somebody else's place, we're shutting the lights off.
Also,
power off.
I remain an LED Andy. I want Death Valley to get LEDs. It has to be the next upgrade. The LED lights, like what Alabama and everybody else has, they're so tight, dude. Could you imagine the stadium bathed in purple after a big play? That would look sick. And you're lying if you don't think it would. You're absolutely lying.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it, what it looked like. You know, the purple.
You don't think it looks cool when Alabama's swarmed in red?
It
looks like I don't know, like hell.
Have you ever been there when they do it?
No.
It does look great. They do it too much. Like something like that, I think. Like when you do it, you're like, oh hell, this meant something. Like that's the only problem I have with that.
Hell no.
You've never been there. You don't. How do you know?
That doesn't matter. Watch it on TV. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Never been there.
TV's not the same.
You get the gatekeep just because you wait.
TV's
what
not
are you
the
talking
same.
about? There's tons of people do it. It's not just Alabama.
I'm
Everybody
saying
does it with LED lights.
They don't show it every time on the TV copy. That's my whole point.
Everybody does it with LED
They
lights.
do it too much. That should mean something. Like big moments. Like, hey, we want to get the crowd popping. Big moment. Start of the fourth quarter. Certain benchmarks. But when you do it over and over again, I think it loses some of its luster.
Like the neck chant.
All I'm saying is you don't see it every time they do it on TV.
I don't give a flying F if I've been to a game or not. I've watched so many different games with stadiums that have the lights, and I'm always like, that's awesome. I wish LSU had it.
Again, I'm just saying if you're not in the stadium, you don't see how many times they do it. I didn't say it wasn't tight. I like the light show. I like all of that. I think it should mean something, that's all I'm saying. Like big-time moments, when we do this, you know it means something.
I want them to give me a seizure when we call a timeout. That's what I want. I want to feel like I'm walking down like you know in Christmas Vacation when the lights shut off at Margot and Todd's house and then they fall down the stairs immediately. I want somebody to get hurt walking down the Death Valley steps because they overuse the LEDs.
Oh.
Now, especially
Now
because
you're
of
just
this
going the other
conversation.
way because.
Yeah. Now at this conversation, every first down, I
You
want it to be
got-
like that episode of Pokemon that
You
back in
got
like
so
2003
trapped in me saying,
gave a bunch of Japanese
thinking I was
people-
saying something because you're not at the game. My only reason for bringing up not being at the game was because you don't get to see how many times they use it.
I don't
That's
give
the
a
only
damn. I've seen it in a ton of different stadiums, and it's awesome every time,
In
including
person?
right there.
In person?
Including right there.
You seen it in person?
No, I don't care. I don't need to see it in person.
But you don't have the perspective of not.
Well, I mean, okay, have I ever seen like a manatee in person?
I don't know.
No, but I can read about it. I can go watch videos on a manatee. I guess I have seen it in a zoo, but there's animals I haven't seen in person. Like, what are you talking about? Have I ever been to? Have I ever been to Iceland? Did I go to the 1971 World Championship chess match between Boris Spassky and Bobby Fischer? No.
But imagine if you did.
But I've read multiple books about it
How
now.
much different it'd feel if you did.
It'd be awesome. Wasn't alive. Put in LED lights. It's not a tough conversation. It's not a tough conversation.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm saying use them when you want to.
With your little buzzing lights that take 4 hours to heat up. And if they go out, it takes 5 hours to get them back on.
Again,
Give
we're
me the
missing
LEDs.
the conversation. I am fully okay with LEDs, but when you do it, like I want it to mean something. Like when you play the 4 notes in tight, like that means something. I want it to mean something when you do it. That's all I ask. Oh, hey, for the 17th time, let's make it purple in here. That's really going to get them juiced up.
Hell yeah.
The 3 times a game you do it, you realize, oh, this is a special moment.
I'm actually with Jake on this one. Same thing with the pom-poms. Every other SEC school always overdoes the pom-poms. I'm glad LSU does not participate in that.
Mario, you're 80.
Yeah, you could do something, though, like big 4th down stop, turnover, touchdowns. Like, yeah, I don't want it all the time.
You come in here raging about the crumbling of society because WAP got popular. Like what do you like? What do you like? I don't trust your opinion in this matter. You're an old soul.
You're a boss.
I'm an old soul too.
You are an old soul. Yeah, and you probably don't want them either.
I want them. I think they're awesome. But I'm with Jake. I do think they can be overused.
I agreed with T.
Yeah,
I was just saying.
No,
when
y'all
you
are essentially saying the same thing. Y'all are just talking about how
I'm
to
not
use
saying the same thing. I want to use them all the time.
He just wants to argue today.
I want to use them every play. No, you done pissed me off with your little. Have you seen him live gatekeeping?
Nah, it's not gatekeeping.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Because I have been to a game in which they have used the LED. Ole Miss, Alabama, all these places. I've been there, and I'm just saying some places do better at when they do it. That's all I said.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Whatever, boys. Y'all can stick with. Y'all probably like the music that they play too, right?
No, the music's terrible.
No, Tiger Stadium experience is bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, make it tight.
So again,
LEDs.
we are agreeing with you. You just want to fight today.
All right, here's one.
LED lights.
Piss me off.
Here's a big deal.
I'm
quitting the show.
That's the one.
So social media past couple days, it's been set on fire about Blake Corum co-owning an LLC with Connor Stallions. He came out and said that he does not have a business relationship with Connor Stallions, but according to records from the Wyoming Secretary of State, Blake Corum, Connor Stallions, and a third-party person named Connor O'Day are listed as organizers of a limited liability corporation called BC2, which Blake Corum, number 2, Housing LLC. It lists homes in the Ann Arbor, Michigan area. Its office and mailing address, it's a home that Stallions purchased in March of 2022. So,
and there's an Instagram post where he said something along the lines of what he's like. It's like something like I'm so something that like I should be an LLC.
Yeah, and then it's like hashtag business owner or something. Something along the lines.
No, it had the hashtag of BC22
LLC.
BC2 LLC, and that ends up being.
But he says that he is not in a business relationship with Connor Stallions, but records say otherwise. So we'll see what happens with Blake Corum. Big deal or no big deal being business partners with Connor Stallions.
I mean, no, I don't think. I think no big deal, but it is funny. The story continues to get funnier and funnier. I'm still hung up on all the vacuums. I can't stop thinking about having dozens, not 12, multiple dozens. So at least 24, potentially 36 vacuums on a front porch. I won't even get to 48. That's absurd. Could not have been 48.
38 your cutoff.
I don't know. I don't know what kind of vacs.
Shot vacs would make me actually. Shot vacs would be even more like, ooh. I get that many shot vacs.
That's a giant front porch if you have 36 shot vacs on there.
They kind of look like the T-Bob robot.
yeah, exactly. That's a big porch.
Hey, I've got it though. Here's how we use the purple LED lights in Tiger Stadium. As soon as the fourth quarter hits, it goes purple, and the Undertaker theme song starts playing.
I like that.
Yeah, we can clear that up with WWE.
But do we need the Undertaker? If we just do the bum bum bum.
Yeah, I don't care what.
I think that ends it, but the Undertaker's just like you're going to a graveyard. Just doom.
That would be tight. LSU's got to be a little more badass first. We can't do that with this defense.
That's fair.
If you do that with this defense, you ruin it forever. You got to be a little more intimidating before you do that.
The New Orleans Voodoo used to do something similar, and it was cool.
Did they?
Yeah.
Shout out Big Fave. Hello.
Yeah, Michael Lewis and Big Fave would come running out after. I was about to say.
Greg Lamont says, "Who the f is Blake Corum?" Very Jay and Silent Bob J energy. You know what the f is the internet. That's the guy that was up for the Heisman last year, running back for Michigan. Very good.
He's a pretty good player. He is a pretty good player. I do have one more if we have time. Do we have time?
Go for it.
College football all-star games are now going to allow NFL draft-eligible juniors to play. So your Senior Bowl, your HBCU Bowl, your East-West Shrine Game, draft-eligible juniors are now going to be eligible for those games. It no longer is going to be either a senior or someone who has already graduated as a junior. So Caleb Williams, if you wanted to play in an all-star game, he would be able to play in that game after only being a true junior.
It's a big deal for those players. It's cool, man. Now it sucks for some of the seniors because it was
they
always
got
kind
one
of
because
it was kind of a showcase where a lot of times like maybe some less than guys were able to step up and really make a name for themselves. So like anything else, there's pros and cons. But
like Badgett played in the game last year.
Yeah.
But I have to like.
But overall, I think it's probably. I mean, it's good for the Senior
It's
Bowl
good for
itself
Jim.
too.
Jim in the Senior Bowl. I mean, they get a chance to get stars now, and that's the only hang up I have. Is there's going to be some guys that don't get an opportunity, smaller school guys that are because they are seniors. But these all-star games, they need a little juice.
Yeah, it's great if you can get the big star, but like T-Bob was saying, I always kind of look at it as like a showcase of a guy who may have otherwise not have been recognized. I feel like if you're a junior and you have to go to the showcase game, maybe you shouldn't be going pro anyways.
I don't know. I don't know if I can fully get there with you.
I mean,
I think there's a lot of
but
juniors
there's
that will
also-
be in the exact same situation that you just said, though, where if they go there and ball, then they could rock it up.
Yeah, or maybe there's a corner that he's going to be a safety in the NFL, but teams don't know if he can do it. He's a junior. He's a really good player, talented player, second-round guy, maybe third-round guy. He's like, I can play it. I can do it. I'll go to Mobile and I'll show you.
Okay.
Like, there's gonna be that case
stuff
too.
like that. Like if you're a middle of the like a middle round pick and you're like, oh, I could jump to maybe the second or third round. Yeah, that's fine.
But your first round, your first round guys that are juniors, they're coming out early for a reason. They're not playing in that game anyway.
Yeah.
Like I said, Caleb Williams, he ain't playing in that game.
That's what I'm saying. That's kind of my thing where it's like it'd be great if you could get the stars, the big time juniors.
Like if Carson
probably aren't
Beck
gonna play.
wanted to come out after this season,
He might play in the game.
like he would be a perfect candidate. He's a
for
junior,
sure. I think he's going to come out after this season. He wants to.
and he would
He's been
play.
saying it.
And he would play in that game, right? Because he's kind of a right now. I just looked before the show. He's a second round guy. That's what they have him right now. So if he wants to play his way into the first round, that's a guy that would benefit from that.
All right, when we get back here on OTB, Munchie, Chef Michael Johnson, who is currently, right now, in St. Bernard Parish on an oyster boat. Let's go. Chef coming up next.
OTB, OT.
I think he needs to FaceTime us.
Get Gordon. I know, I got a picture here, a selfie with the boys. Looks like they're just having a fantastic time. Get Gordon, get it done. 225-888-8888. 225-888-8888. Get Gordon today. You need somebody who's going to fight for you if you get in an accident. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorney is there for you. I believe we are past the Pumpkinhead Gordon statue, which does make me a bit sad. But I think the purple football helmet's back on, which is a good omen going into this final push of the season. Remember to follow him on social media at Get Gordon. Get Gordon, get it done today.
Go to getgordon.com. Getgordon.com. That is a website where you can have a chat with them right now. Probably already at work. It's 9:21. You can't dial the 8s. That's okay because they can answer your question on the website. You can find past client results, cases they can handle for you. You can always find them on all major social media. At Get Gordon is always going to be that handle. But look, if you do have the time, area code in Louisiana, no matter where you're at, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
It was a humid day, barefoot children play, looking for that summer shade. Time just slips away. Oh, Louisiana, some kind of hold on me. Like cypress stumps, your roots are planted deep inside of me.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, Our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us.
Sunday, we will bring you 3 different NFL games. We will start with the noon kickoff, the 49ers at Jaguars. Immediately following that, it's Lions and Chargers, and then our nightcap, the Jets and Raiders. To catch all 3 of those games, tune in right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
What's happening, y'all? It's time for everybody's favorite time of the week, and that is our guy, Chef Michael Johnson, who is currently live on the water. He's on the Oyster Boat down in St. Bernard Parish, hanging out with Wade White and Cliff Hall. Apparently, Wade's the oyster man. Cliff runs Fortune Fish out of New Orleans. Chef, what's going on, man? You enjoying this nice weather? What's happening?
Oh, it's beautiful down here. I'm telling you right now. It's, y'all know how much I love the marsh, but we're going out to check out some oyster beds and learn about oysters today. And Wade provides us with the oysters, and I'm just excited to be here, man. It's a great experience.
So, again, you're seeing that Chef puts his actions, right? He walks the walk that he talks. Because he always talks about, knowing where you get your product from, understanding it, sourcing it, and here a guy is doing some boots on the ground research. What are you expecting to learn today?
One of the things that we're looking at is how the Mississippi River is going to impact oysters down here. I have a curiosity about it. There's a need, I think, for the regain of marshlands, but guys like Wade have their livelihoods on the line with it as well, and he's being proactive about it, which is what we're down here to look at, is seeing how he's going about changing and moving his oyster beds to preventative maintenance to save his oysters from fresh water.
I don't even think about that, T. Chef, I don't even think about the river and that, affecting the oysters there or anything else in the river. Like how much of a part is that everything?
Yeah, well, if anything, oysters can't move. So fish and brackish water creatures, shrimp, they can move. And if the water's not too, if the influx of water is not too great and not for too long, they can move and save themselves. But oysters, they don't have that capability. So it's up to the farmer to, replace and feed oyster beds in safer spots in order to preserve the creature and maintain their livelihood.
So one of my favorite things that I've ever read about the Roman Empire was about this guy who basically was very highly paid back in the day to create luxury oyster farms at rich people's homes. They're like coastal homes and everything. How does that work? How long does it take? So you're how do you seed it? What does a crop of oysters take? How does it all work? Is it like just like kind of like growing a garden?
A lot of that is what I'm here to learn about. I know that, different oysters grow at different paces, depending on the flow of the water and how much nutrient the water provides, because they're bivalves and they're filter feeders. So it's all relative to the water, and how much nutrient it brings in, what the salinity of the water. So there's so much that goes into the life of the creature, and that's what I'm down here to learn more about. I'm a sustainably minded guy. It's a tough position to, put the marshlands in between these oyster farmers. And so, trying to bridge that gap and navigate how we can, as human beings, help and not hinder and maintain some amount of cohesiveness there between the two, I think is really important for us.
Well, hell yeah, no better way to celebrate National Louisiana Day as well than everything that you're talking about right now. Shout out to Wade White and Cliff Hall. Sounds like it'd be a great day. #Munchies. My mother-in-law always makes the turkey for Thanksgiving. I don't like the way she looks at me when she stuffs it, so I wait. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Okay, no, fair. I don't like the way she looks at me when she stuffs it, so I can't enjoy it. How do I politely ask her to let me do the turkey?
Oh, man. That's a tough one there, Maybe you just need to close your eyes and not watch much stuff in the turkey, man. I don't know. It's kind of hard to take that moment away from mother-in-law. It sounds like she's enjoying it a little too much as well.
No, I mean, Chef's right. You don't watch your mother-in-law stuff the turkey. It's fine.
Yeah. #Munchies. Do fried onions belong on oyster dressing?
Oh, man, I love fried onions. Fried jalapenos, fried onions, fried shallots, little fried garlic. You put any of that on there, and I'm good, yes.
Ooh, I love oysters.
#Munchies. How many raw oysters is Chef going to eat today?
Woo, as many as I can, buddy. I might go cool hand Luke and see if I can put down 50 or so,
Did you hear about the woman who went viral recently? She went on a first date to a place and ate 48 oysters. On a blind date, on a blind first date, ate 48 oysters.
You know what to say about oysters.
Person got. I know. That's what I thought. I thought old boy.
No salad there at all, huh?
And the thing is, old boy got up and left.
I love a woman that will eat proper. You know what I mean? Especially on a first date. Like that. You're getting the truth out of it. And I appreciate that. Yeah.
#Munchies. Charred, grilled, raw, or broiled?
Raw, char grilled, then broiled. Char grilled and broiled kind of the same, scope for me, but I like raw best first.
How loud should you slurp when eating oysters?
That depends on the company you're around.
Do you put anything on those oysters, even if you do eat them raw? Anything?
The first few I'm going to eat just raw dog, and just I like to press the oysters to the roof of my mouth and kind of work around so you can taste the buttery fat out of them. I do think a little lemon juice is good for them, just to be protective. And I'm a huge fan of horseradish, so at some point I am going to put some very strong horseradish cocktail sauce on it, just for sake. But I like eating them raw, just plain with a little bit of lemon juice.
Yeah, see, I'm the same way. Start there, but then I do go. Do you ever go full cracker with the horseradish? And
every once in a while,
a little Tabasco on top.
Yeah, it's like a cracker sandwich. Yeah. That's like kind of throw back to my first days of trying oysters. We had to make the oyster sandwich, but not always. But I'm game for it. Yeah.
#Munchies. Will Chef throw hands if someone tries to stop him from eating more?
The oysters?
Anything, I guess.
I mean, if you get in between me and my food, brother, you're going to have to deal with the outcome of it. Like I'm a big dude and I like food, so deal with it.
Chef, important question. This is the most important week for anyone that played LSU football during the time that I was there. Do we have any gator on the menu coming up?
And we actually have so Chase Clement. You guys know Chase?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Hell yeah, dude.
He brought me a whole gator spiral kind of nesting gator yesterday, and a bacon wrapped stuffed gator yesterday. So
yes,
they are on the menu for Sunday after the game. Yeah.
Chase got in trouble.
Sunday, what time?
Say that again.
What time Sunday?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Post game lunch. Yep.
Yeah.
Chase in college got in trouble for having a baby pet alligator living in his bathtub.
Yeah.
I've heard this story, yeah.
God,
Yeah.
Chase.
Oh my God, dude. That's a real Cajun man right there.
Yeah,
Paul.
it is.
It's a Thibodeau man right there, through and through. Hashtag Munchies. Hey, Chef, please explain why people never stuff turkeys anymore.
Say that again for me.
Please explain why people never stuff turkeys anymore.
Well, there's something kind of dangerous stuffing a turkey, honestly. If you put cold stuffing inside of a turkey and it's not hot, you have to cook the heat through that stuffing to 165 degrees. And so if you're literally stuffing it, a lot of times the turkey overcooks when you stuff it, trying to get the heat through the stuffing. And so, I think a lot of people just bake it, bake the turkey or roast the turkey or whatever, and then make the stuffing on the side so you don't risk the overcooking of the turkey, because nobody cares about the stuffing if the turkey's dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wait, so is the solution, do you just have to make sure your stuffing's room temp?
Well, what you can do is cook the stuffing ahead of time and put the hot stuffing in the turkey as you're cooking it, and it will actually cook from the inside out as well, and the stuffing doesn't take as long to come up to temperature.
Okay, good. This is all good. I can't wait. Ooh. Chef, I'm going to go personal here and then let you go.
Okay.
I want to make like a root beer ham or something like that as well with the turkey. What do I need to, what are the keys here?
Well, be careful with root beer or anything soda, because it's highly caustic, and it will eat the hell out. Like if you're putting it on, I would probably make the root beer glaze and then glaze it as it's cooking, so that it thickens and makes the syrup. Because if you put it in the syrup before it's cooked, it will literally eat and cook the turkey or the ham or whatever. So make your glaze on the side and then baste it or brush it during the cooking process towards the end, so that it's forming sticky and tacky, but it's not, you know what I mean? Like it's extremely acidic. Yeah.
Look, this is exactly what I'm looking for, Chef. Thank you very much. You're the best. Please give Wade and Cliff our best, and I can't wait to hear about the rest of your adventures in the parish. So you have a great day, Chef.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
There he is,
See you,
Chef Michael Johnson, executive chef for LSU Athletics. He is the absolute best. Coming up next here on OTB, couple more segments. Keep it locked.
OTB, OT.
Go to...
Our listeners fire off their opinions on the jimsfirearms.net hotline at 499-1045. Keep listening for your next chance to shoot us your thoughts with the jimsfirearms.net hotline on 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Running Boards Marketing can help you get their attention. Imagine your brand's message on a giant LED billboard truck that can't be skipped and is nearly impossible to ignore. Running Boards Marketing is the leader in effective and affordable advertising on digital mobile billboards, which are 2 times more effective than traditional billboards. With a 97% recall rate, you'll leave a lasting impression with your customers.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Scooncha, fall in the air. Fall is right around the corner, which means fall fishing is, which means It's time for you to take your boat to the next level with front-to-back boat service in a bunch of different ways. You want a custom stair job, you can have a ton of fun out there on the water. They can do that. What about a spot lock trolling motor? So you stay right where you need to in casting lines. Or sonar that's let you see the fish under the water before you cast. All of your maintenance needs as well. For 38 years, they've been at it and will continue to do so. The Sherman family of front-to-back boat service.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Join me for a Thursday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show presented by Rouse's. Luke Johnson talking black and gold. We'll go down to Gainesville to check on the Florida Gators and look ahead to Florida and LSU. Hunt Palmer Show, 1 to 3 weekdays, 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Way less expensive. Yo, what's up, y'all? We got Madison in the studio.
Shout out. Happy Gilmore. Hanging with Hester days. The OG. Looks great.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. We're just doing some Disney nerd talk.
I know. I feel like I want to be involved in this talk, very much so, but y'all are going way over my head.
Yeah, just so y'all know, I'm out the weekend after the SC Championship, so y'all have fun talking about Alabama, Georgia.
You were out last year, same week.
Yeah, I had a baby that time, though.
Well, you didn't. Caitlin did, but.
That's true. That's true. But, yeah, so what was it? So y'all enjoyed though talking, like you enjoy having to like pump up like Georgia or Alabama or whatever you're gonna have to do that week. Because I'm gonna be going to Mickey's Christmas party, baby.
I'm gonna be in Army Navy. So.
Hell yeah! All right, well Mario, you enjoy.
Mario Taylor, y'all have a great time talking about that SEC championship game.
Will do.
Yeah.
Be a lot funner if Missouri was in it.
It'd be a whole lot cooler, wouldn't it?
Be a whole lot cooler if you did. Do you think Ole Miss is gonna give Georgia any trouble this weekend, boys? Going into Athens.
I think so. I think it'll be a closer game.
I
think
so.
I feel like everybody wants to discredit Ole Miss because of what happened last year. You know, them starting so good and finishing so poorly.
I think
if
they
that's
are.
your angle, then I mean they passed that test already.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
It feels
like
yes.
winning that A&M game was massive, especially because A&M felt like they were taking over the second half, started to beat them up front, and then Ole Miss still found a way to win, something that the old team would have never done.
Yeah.
They've already passed. Like Ole Miss will probably finish the season 10-2. Which, don't correct me if I'm wrong, Jake. That's 2 10-win regular seasons for Lane out of the last 3.
Yeah.
That's insane. Ole Miss had never had one of those before. So if he does that, I mean,
yeah,
he's the next Alabama
statue
coach.
now.
Well, he's the next Alabama coach. Like, let's be clear about that. I think Lane is. I think even Lane would say no to A&M because he is waiting for Nick Saban to disappear.
Yeah. Look, they're a good football team. They deserve to be right where they're at in the college football playoff ranking. I'm intrigued by this matchup because we talked about it, I think it was even in segment number 1, about this game. Teams have success running outside zone against Georgia. It is not something that they defend well. Schrader, Missouri had success. Other teams have had success. Auburn had some success running it to an extent. It's the one thing that they don't really do well. Ole Miss doesn't run outside zone. They've run it 8% of the time this year. They are an inside zone team mainly. Now, I do like the Ole Miss run game team because they've got inside zone 33% of the time. They've got some combination of a man run scheme 10% of the time, 24% power, 14% counter. They spread the wealth, but outside zone is just really not. Out of 327 run plays, they've only run 26 outside zones. So, if you're Ole Miss, knowing that that's the thing that gives Georgia trouble, but it's not who you are, how much of that would you try to implement in your game plan?
It's tough to say. I kind of almost feel like you gotta, if you want the girl, you gotta just be yourself.
Yeah,
just be yourself, dude. Don't be somebody you aren't. I do question whether or not Ole Miss is good enough up front to hold up in this game because again, I did see that's a very good front seven for A&M. Though, and you put up points. I think they're going to put up points against Georgia. Well, Alabama shut down Ole Miss.
Yeah.
But Georgia's defense isn't as good as Alabama's.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Like, if Ole Miss is not able to run it like they want to, it's been kind of difficult to throw it against Georgia, at least down the field so far this year.
Georgia's secondary is very good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how much success is Jackson Dart going to have in the passing game if the running game's not there? That's why I question how much Ole Miss can score in this game.
Yeah, I mean... And if you're wondering, like, is there that big of a difference between outside zone and inside zone? There kind of is. I mean, outside zones, it's a lot like a stretch run. Now, stretch, your aiming point is you want to get to the edge. You want to get outside. The difference between that and outside zone, you want to stretch everything to make that one cut. Stretch it, one cut, get up the field. And Schrader from Mizzou was so patient, as we talked about, in that. Yeah. That's what you have to be against Georgia. Because you have to allow them, because they're so athletic, you have to allow them to almost overplay it a little bit on that outside zone. So they're flying to the point, trying to make sure they keep their leverage, and it leaves small creases in their defense. Missouri found them. Can Ole Miss do that with a play they don't really run?
I'm kind of talking myself into my head, Ole Miss maybe having some offensive success, though. Because I don't think that Georgia's front seven is good.
I see the wheels turning.
Well, I don't think that Georgia's front seven is as good as Alabama's.
Right.
I think A&M's is pretty damn good. They move the ball there. They don't misplay Tennessee? No. They don't play Tennessee. Huh.
They're East or Georgia. And
I do think, though, that Ole Miss is going to really struggle to stop Georgia's offense.
Well,
that'll be the
and
actual
that's
difference
the
in
thing.
the game. Like, I would play the over in this game, if anything.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like,
that's a good point.
Ole Miss's offense could be good in spurts. I agree. They may be able to have good moments. Can they keep pace with Georgia? Can they have success for 4
Carson
quarters?
Beck's coming into his own.
Yeah, can they have success for 4 quarters? I really don't know.
Carson Beck got to prove to have that killer instinct, though. Like, it never felt like they were going to lose the Mizzou game. It kind of felt like they were dominating, and yet Mizzou had the ball down 6 with a couple minutes left, like, and a chance to go win. So, see if Carson can take that next step. He's been improving all year.
The number is Georgia minus 10.5. The over-under set at 58.5.
Yeah, I'm going to play the over. I'm going to play the over.
Well, I can
Yesterday,
see,
I think it was 57.5.
30. I can see a 35-24. Hit that over. I mean, that's doable in this one.
Didn't feel good when you laid out.
Speaking of over-unders, T-Bob, you're going to love this one. On Monday, Iowa and Rutgers opened at 28.5.
Wait, why didn't you tell me?
He's been wanting to do that all year.
I just said like a week ago that everybody texts the group if you see an under 30.
I just thought of it.
Okay, let me get to the
It was
DraftKings Sportsbook app.
It was 28.5 on Monday. I haven't checked it since.
Let me go to my DraftKings Sportsbook app where I can always check because we live in Louisiana. We can play, and it's awesome. DraftKings Sportsbook app. Download it today. If it's your first time downloading, use the promo code Baton Rouge. It's all one word. You bet $5 on an NBA game, you get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Remember, that's going to go down to $150 next week, so make sure that you take advantage of that deal now if you haven't signed up yet. And but remember, like same game parlays, great NFL game day deals. All right, what time do they play Iowa? Monday, you said?
No, I'm saying the line came out
on Monday.
Yeah,
I don't know what time Iowa plays, but I would guess it's noon.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking because that makes it easier to look up on the app, and this is awful radio. I'll read the disclaimer while you look.
They play at 2:30.
Why so late?
So ESPN still has it at 28.5 today.
Yeah, it's still at 28.5. T, you're going to be able to jump all over that.
I'm about to bet it right now. 28.5. Oh my God. Let's freaking
free money
ride, dude. Free money with DraftKings. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-426-2537. Physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Licensee partner Golden Nugget Lake Charles. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Terms and sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. DraftKings. All right, more next.
OTB, OT.
Noel Family Distillery. You already know you want Noel Family Distillery. We love Noel because we love Louisiana business, right? It's National Louisiana Day, so we're going to celebrate the people that build businesses here in the state. Noel is chief among them. This is Natalie and Chip Noel. They've been working for years, y'all, to refine their product before unleashing it on the public, and they've created some exquisite tasting spirits. So toast with the best, okay? Vodka, tequila, the official tequila of LSU Athletics, rum, pickle vodka. They got it all. Go to, just ask for it. Grocery store, bar, ask for Noel Family Distillery.
Yeah, you'll see it in Tiger Stadium this weekend when you go watch LSU take care of the Florida Gators. Like T mentions all the time, they are that official tequila of LSU Athletics. You'll see the signage all over the place as well. You should go see them in Donisville. Go take a tour. You can book that visit online. You can find that information on tours and tastings, classes, different things. NoelDistillery.com.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Life in Louisiana is like a run-on sentence. A poem that doesn't rhyme. Life is here, now. For life's moments, big and small, always there. The right card, the right care.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Moscona inviting you to join us for Thursday's AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. Mike Triplett talking Saints, our Fantasy Blitz, and we'll get a closer look at the Gators. Join us for Thursday's AFR, 3 to 6. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
OTB OT with Hester and T-Bob on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and 94.7 ESPN Alexandria.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. OTB Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cold Curse Light, Busy Hard Seltzer, Blue Moon Light Sky Citrus Sweet. Have you ever been gator hunting for real? I have not.
No, I'm trying to plan a trip for me and my dad, though, to go.
Y'all,
Something I've been trying to do for a couple of years.
Y'all are probably gonna cringe, but I've never been any kind of hunting. I'd like to.
It's fun. I like fishing a little better, but I've actually never gone duck hunting as an adult, and it's probably really fun as an adult. I used to go as a kid a bunch, and I was kind of always like, I don't want to wake up, but it was still pretty fun.
Yeah, fishing's hard to beat.
It's just so chill.
It's a relaxing.
Just so chill.
You know, how many cruise lights can you pound?
Yeah, just kicking it. Ask the Bench favorite Florida memory. Beating them in the Swamp 2010. It's my favorite game ever. Stomping on the F immediately after Terrence Oliver caught the fade. It was great.
Outside of like my playing days, it has to be Cade York in the Fog.
Yeah, yes. Easy. God, it was so awesome.
That was amazing.
Do you like the black uniforms Florida won last weekend? Hell no. They were
terrible.
Awful. And they wore them at 11 a.m. Deeply funny.
Hilarious because you're. We'll save it.
Ask the Bench. Would you wrestle a live gator for $1 million? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you can like train and be okay. You know what I'm saying? And if I had to go in raw, I'd still do it. I'd still do it for $1 million.
I mean, it's gonna roll on you. Like you don't want to be towards any water.
Remember,
on land.
Incredible jaw closing strength, almost no jaw opening strength. Right?
Yeah.
If you cover their eyes, they're dumb. They're like, my little stupid reptile brain. What's going on? Am I dead? Oh, I'm sleeping. Okay.
Group of alligators gonna jump you after the show.
Idiot. I dare him. I'll freaking roundhouse kick an alligator back to Florida. Come on. Never forget the Florida Gators once put a crocodile on the cover of their media guide. In just an all-time stupid move.
Well, yeah.
How are they so much? Even them. It's like the #1 public school in the country.
Yeah.
What a weird.
Like one of the top journalism schools in America.
Whatever. I think they're dumb. How about that? Florida, suck it, nerds.
OTB OT.
Accutemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. AccuTempBR.com. Accutemp of Baton Rouge. You want AC? You need some AC issues, heat.
No, we don't want
problems.
AC issues.
Yeah, you don't want AC. If you need your AC issues fixed, you want Accutemp of Baton Rouge.
Yep.
And well, they're gonna blow you away with the customer service. Like every business has like a core ethos, a mission statement. And theirs is service to the highest degree. But it's not just lip service, y'all. It is truly the thing that separates Accutemp. Look, a lot of companies are Lightspawn insured. A lot of companies do quality work. I think Accutemp does more quality work, but it is the customer service, the ease of use, the information they give you, the trust that you have. Ask about the Star Club membership, Accutemp Baton Rouge.
Yeah, it's an incredible experience. T-Bob and I talk about it all the time on air, but off the air as well, and what kind of service you're going to get from Accutemp. Again, the internet hates everything. They love Accutemp. You will as well. Go to the website, schedule that appointment today, AccuTempBR.com, AccuTempBR.com.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The importance of doing this Fortified program and offering it to people down here is, number one, the only real chance you're going to get to do this is when you put on a new roof or build new. And through companies like HUDCO, who's kind of leading the way in this thing, it's going to offer the customers of